Well, I didn't do our branding,
Oh.
so I got to do. I don't even know. I can't get it. So, anyways, what's up? We didn't use our branding today.
Because today we are right to business.
We were right into it, man. Today, Dan. Because you had me thrown off. I bet in the green room while we were talking about what if somebody broke into their house, and my wife said, "What are the odds of that?" I said, obviously, if somebody broke into my house, naturally, I'd be the one to jump up and freaking do something about it. I don't have a gun, and I don't need a gun. I got a knife. If I show you the knife that I have, I basically have a giant freaking a badass knife, a killer knife. Basically everywhere in my house I can reach it. One right next to my bed. So if I hear my window opening up out here, it's 3 and 4 in the morning, right? Dude, I'm not asking no freaking questions, man. I'm coming like a ninja through that darkness and I'm stabbing him right through the head. And then I'll call the cops and go, yo, some dude was trying to break in my house. I don't know what he was trying to do. I stabbed him through the head and killed him. They can't fault me for that. Up here, they'd be like, yo, dude, well done. I said, yeah, I can help you put him in a body bag. But I think
when it's a more dense population, the guy could have just been asking directions or something, or drunk.
Climbing through the window, though?
Yeah,
climbing through the window?
So, Hooker, huh? Not climbing through the window, obviously, yeah. But
I don't know, man.
German Shepherds and dogs, and hell, I even got an intern now. So
that scares me, bro. All I'm saying is I was in prison with a lot of freaking dangerous, homicidal, lunatic type of mental patient mother effers. Thousands of them. So they're out there by the thousands. And in my opinion, for everyone that's in prison, there's probably 50 of them in the street. Still out there doing crazy
stuff. It's like the cockroach effect, right?
Right, they're out there.
But there's a bunch in the cupboard.
They're out there, exactly. And that's what scares me, which is the reason why I live in the country and as far away from cities as possible. And if you ask me, I'll be honest, like, why don't you live in the city? Because I'm like, I'm scared of people. I'm scared what somebody might push me to do. And then I lose it. Then I think it costs me everything. No, I'm good. I'll live in the country where I don't have to talk to no one. Safer that way. Anyways, Dan Moore, thank you for being here. I just want to say thank you for Dan Moore all the time. This guy's never misses a beat. He's got our back. So shout out to Dan Moore. I want to send you a link. Maybe Maria's going to send you a link. I got to, she's going to text you right now, Dan. It's from my website, but it's got all of our affiliate book sales. What's it called, Bill? Amazon. The link that all the books are on now.
It's like an Amazon affiliate link.
Yeah, Amazon affiliate. I thought.
Yeah. We should have been doing that a long time ago. So now, so basically now when authors come on the radio show, which every week, 2 of them, we put these up there too, because plus we're always scurrying at the end because they talk, and then it's like 30 seconds. We're like, hey, tell them how to get your book. Now,
right.
All day long, we just send them to this page and simple.
Yeah. That's what I'll say and on the radio and everything.
It's always same place. Mm-hmm. Over the weeks, we can start building it in people's heads, and they don't got to worry about where to find it.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and I'm glad we got it. Maria did it. It looks awesome. She said thanks for the idea. So God bless you for helping. And
it was a creative idea.
It looks good too, man. So I mean, I got about 10 authors on there right now, but we've had so many authors on the show. I can't even. I must have had 50 or 60. A lot.
There's some staples too. Like I said, we got to get Nikki up there. We get Jansen up there. I just bought the Totalitarian 2-step.
It's funny. As soon as I looked at Nikki's name, that's exactly what I thought of. I need to get her up there.
Yeah, I texted Maria earlier. She said she's gonna put her up.
Sling Blade, what's up? Shy Hooker. So the thing I wanted to talk about tonight, first of all, before we talk about that, this is kind of a show on creativity. Like, I wanted to talk about that because there's so much bad happening in the world. If I look on the news or YouTube or whatever, there's so much. The world's ending. It's crazy. People are acting insane, right? And I'm like, what is the one thing that like brings me joy? I can remove myself from all of that madness and just do what I enjoy, and that's creating as a writer. So, but I love hunting and fishing, basically the same. But when I can't because it's freezing and it's winter, I think my favorite thing to do is write, which is my creation. That's creating. It's my art. It's basically art all the time. I'm writing this TV series, and it's a lot of freaking work, man. It's crazy amount of work.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like writing another novel, but there's a lot more on the line with this. I got to, I have to teach myself a whole new craft which I did almost instantly, and now I have to make this compress this big, huge story into an exciting 90-minute pilot that conveys the whole story without giving the story away. It's very, very hard to do. It's super hard.
It is. But you're eager to get it moving, and you know that there's this finite amount of hours between you and the end of it. So there's only one way to get it done.
Yeah, and you got to do it. Exactly.
You just got to tear into it, man, or else it'll be 5 years. You still be talking about it.
Oh yeah. I do it, dude. I wrote the rough script, which was like the first 3 episodes in 17 days.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the f***? You couldn't believe it. Then we've got to get it down to about 90 to 100 for a pilot. So I just did it. Which is hard because you got to cut some of it away, and it's all good. But which ones do you cut away? And are you still conveying the story? Are you, action packed? Is it kind of transition good? Blah, 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 blah. It's hard.
Right. If you're cutting away a series, think how they would butcher up a book or a movie.
Oh, yeah. Like my book, could you imagine if they tried to put certain baking? I mean, I think it could be done. It would just be almost like chapter by chapter. If you almost did it chapter by chapter, you would have a great series. I'm not lying to you, dude. I'm not bullshit.
Series, yeah, but not a movie.
Yeah, it can't be a movie. I don't think
That's what I said. I've read through chapter 2. I've read the whole thing, but I mean, like for the audiobook, I've read through chapter 2. It's already practically, a TV show or 2.
Yeah, it's
a movie.
It's a lot, but if they did it, like I'm not joking. The last 2 or 3 days since I had to go on a doctor's appointment, which was a 4-hour round trip, I was listening to my book. So I started listening to it, and I was like, I don't know, 10 hours into it. So it was like more than halfway into it, and I enjoy listening to it. It's a good book. I have a bunch of audiobooks on my phone, but I start listening to them and go, man, these suck. I'd rather hear my own book. And then I click on To Be a King. And I'm not kidding you, dude. I marvel. I mean, every single time I listen to it, I marvel at the fact that I wrote that. I'm like, I don't even know. It's almost like when I wrote it, I was like almost under a spell. Because but that's how it is when I write. I was just in prison laying on my bunk. This all just flowed. I'm listening to it right now, the audiobook. I listen to it like 4 hours.
I listen on my way to work so I can kind of,
Oh, you're the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, right. The first one, though. You're listening to the first one. It's remarkable, man. It's a freaking good book, right?
Yeah.
I'm sucked into my own book. I know the story. I wrote it. What the frick? But I'm like, man, this is a very, very good plot. And the way it's twisted around and it's really, especially 1 is just a setup for 2. And you think
it's kind of fun to go back with 1 because now I'm picking up things that I didn't pick up the first time. I'm like,
what? Like what?
There was more foreshadowing than even I realized. I'd forgotten that Cilantro had told King about how he made Gino kill this guy.
Oh, you kidding me? That's like chapter 2, and that's the main key.
But see, Gianni was always talking about it, and it was a big thing in his life, so it made sense when it came around, but I forgot that Cilantro was telling
Of course you forgot.
it in jail.
When I wrote it, I put it in the book like it was almost kind of like a passing thing, right? Early, second chapter, kind of a passing thing, and then
because it was like thousands of pages before.
Yeah, now 1,200 or 1,100 pages later, that connects. Boom, and you're like, what the? So that's why people are like, dude, you wrote this as 1 book, and you started there and got there and knew that would be the ending. I'm like, yeah, exactly what I did. I wrote the book, boom, straight to the front. Anyways.
And it's evident, yeah.
If people get to the back of 2, the end of volume 2 of my book, they're like, whoa, it's a remarkable story. But a lot of people.
The one funny thing about the audiobook, when he's looking for a good girl,
Yeah.
Somehow when the guy read it, he goes, but he wasn't looking for the kind of whores that normally, he goes, he was looking for a good girl. And I'm like, no, I don't think so, man. I don't think we're talking about the same thing. A good girl.
Yeah. It was a euphemism. He wasn't looking. Yeah, because I'm going to go to the strip club look for a good girl. Actually, found kind of a good girl though.
He did, but he didn't want to skank.
No, I didn't want to for skank. Hell no. She was
that's
cute.
What he was saying. There was full skanks. He was looking for a good girl.
Right. Exactly. Madonna was her name.
In a relative sense.
Exactly. You know what I'm drinking? I'm drinking peach pineapple juice, and you're gonna love this, and scotch.
Oh, you put scotch in there.
Yeah, but it's not bad. I told my wife, she's like, "That's crazy. Nobody would ever drink that." I'm like, "Name it my drink then," and I'll call it a Gunner. Scotch and piece of pineapple. Cheers. I mean, it tastes kind of good.
What kind of scotch?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's in a brown, it's a bottle.
It's in a brown bag.
Yeah, exactly. It's not in a bag. So anyway, creating, man, it makes me wonder. It begs me to ask: do you think everybody kind of has a creative inclination? I mean, you like to make your podcast. And it seems like a lot of people in prison, you meet almost everybody's got something they're good at. You know what I mean? Drawing or writing. Not everyone, but I feel like everybody would be a lot happier if they tapped into their artistic side. And I don't mean that in like a weird, fanoiki, whatever. I mean, it just, if you have an artistic side, if it's for music, for drawing, for art, for writing.
Yeah, it could be tattoos. It could be anything. You know what I mean? And I'm not surprised that a lot of people in jail are creative because I think like right brain people, like they say right brain is more creative. Mm-hmm. I think they have a harder time adapting in society because in society, you're supposed to go out and work your ass off and make money. That's why you exist, in the eyes of our society. So right brain people tends not to be as structured as that, right?
Maybe. Well, that would explain me. That would explain me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did all kinds of things. I was an art major in college. I was like a fine arts major and computer.
So you're super right brain. You're right brain, just like me, whatever.
And super left brain too, yeah, as it were.
Oh, not me though. I ain't. You got lucky.
Programming and logic. Yeah, I'm totally about that too.
I can't even understand what the frick we're talking about, let alone high complex. Was that the intern?
Yeah, it was the intern. Sorry, brought me some chicken. I'm gonna eat it while we.
Yeah, go ahead and eat, man. I'm manja. I'm actually pretty hungry myself. My wife's making me a sandwich.
He didn't bring me a napkin though. I don't complain, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Of course, because he ain't cleaning it up, punk. So what inspired you to make your podcast artistically? You always been artistic?
Yeah, always been artistic. Like when I was a little kid, they thought I was going to be a famous artist. You know what I mean? Like I would all the time. I would make dinosaurs that were as tall as me. Could you bring me a napkin, please? And just did constantly. Like since I was like a kid, I would draw things. I'd draw on the walls and stuff. And my sister get in trouble because they thought I was too young to draw that well. Matter of fact, when I was in third grade, second grade, I entered a contest for like Marsh grocery stores for the Halloween thing. And I drew this vampire and everybody had their stupid little pumpkins or whatever. I had a vampire with a cross and he's wearing a 3-piece suit, and he's got these long nails and he's holding a rosary and stuff. And they disqualified me, said that I didn't draw it or I traced it.
What?
But Dad was going nuts.
What?
Yeah. They wouldn't give me the award. They trashed my entry. But I was like, look, just because these kids have no talent, you can't punish him.
You're kidding me, man.
It was cool though. I walked away like as a win,
Yeah.
Because he's like, Billy, they think a grown-up did it or you traced it. And I was like, yeah, that's cool.
You'd be like, yeah, I'm that good. Believe that. Yeah. I won.
And keep your freaking bag of groceries or whatever I was going to win.
I mean, trying to trace how far back, like I felt artistic. Not really that far. If I was to trace one thing about like creating, it was to bullshit my ex-girlfriend, which is I don't really want to get into, but I was very good at bullshitting her and at creating these stories. But other than that, I didn't have any until I had epiphany when I was in prison. Said, you know what, I'm gonna write novels, and it was after I must have read 10 novels in a row. 10 novels from the world, some of the best authors in the world, right?
I apologize.
I said to myself, this is over a month. I read 10 novels, and I say, I'm looking at them. They're on my desk. I'm in the hole, by the way. I'm in solitary confinement in the freaking hole, and I'm looking at these books, thinking, not one of those books are that good. I mean, I could do better. And I told myself I could, and I laid down on my bunk, and I freaking wrote 3 books in my mind. over like 14 months. But I felt creative there. Like, here's a funny story.
I think you nailed it, though, because that's why I did a podcast. I only heard maybe 2 podcasts before I did mine. And I was trying to drive to Hilton Head, which I do every year with the family. And I downloaded podcasts. I'm like, oh, that'll be a great way to spend time because we drive at night and everybody's asleep. I got to stay up all night.
Yeah.
And I listened to them, and I was looking for gangster podcasts and things like that and couldn't really find any. And then when I heard one, I'm like, nah, I could do better than that.
Yeah.
So I did.
And so you did. It's exactly the same thing, exactly the same feeling like it. And you do. You're way better. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't listen to a ton of podcasts, but I've listened to quite a few. And trust me, dude, you're better than 99% of them. And that's not just because you're my friend. You just are. So, I mean, you have if you had the marketing ability, I don't know how it's done, but, like Minds of Madness, they've been at it for years, and they have like a production, and they drop like $30,000 to make an episode or whatever. But yours are just as good. So I'm thinking, it just takes time. You have to consistently put it out.
There's so many things, though. I don't even.
Right.
I never stress that I don't. Not a fan.
Yeah. Well, those guys do it for a living. It's their career. Actually, right. the guys making a lot of money from this podcast. I don't know how much, but I'd say like maybe I'm gonna guess 200 G's a year. Not too bad.
Which is great.
He's got his own job. He's an IT guy, and I'm like, dude, and he's stressing over it. He's a really nice guy, super nice guy, and I'm like, dude, listen, quit your freaking IT job. Work full time on what you love, creating, making these shows, and maybe work a little harder to make more money that way. But don't stress it. Guy still hasn't quit his job though. Some people just they get stuck in the. He's been talking about coming to go trout fishing with me. He's from Canada. I was in Canada about 2 hour, like an hour flight from here. And I said, come trout fishing, man. I'll take you trout fishing. And he's like, I haven't trout fishing. I love trout fishing. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, you come stay at my house. Look where I'll take you. I'm sending him pictures. He keeps saying, I'm going to go. He never does because he's always working.
It's so far, though, dude. It's not like you live in Chicago or something, man. It's like.
Well, I'm only like a 4-hour drive, 5-hour drive from him. Like Toronto.
Where does he live? Detroit?
No, Toronto.
Oh, he's the other way. Yeah,
he's in Canada.
Intern's thinking about going to a school in Grand Rapids, Michigan. If he did that, that'd be sweet.
That would be sweet. Yeah, that's 2/3 of the way here.
Yeah, that's the only reason I made it up that one time. I had some business in Grand Rapids.
I've only been to Grand Rapids one freaking time. Was to do a bodybuilding show. I was in the bodybuilding.
That was it?
That's it. I was in there. Walked in the auditorium. Flexed up, bumped up, oiled up, went posed and did my thing, and then
I didn't see much of it, to be honest with you. I was at like some Styles Tech thing. I was looking at machines and computers.
It's a nice town. I mean, it's I think it's liberal, but I think it's a relatively safe and clean place. But
I didn't even get a sense of that. I was just at a hotel, and hey,
there's some ghetto though. There's some ghetto part. I want to tell you a funny story about before I forget how. Talking about creative, when you're creative, some people say they're more creative when they're high, like smoke pot. I don't actually believe that. Me personally, if I smoked pot every day, I wouldn't be as creative. I wouldn't be able to write the way I do. But I think there are times you smoke pot on occasion, like on rare occasion, and then you can have really creative moments. I know people have done that. I've done it. When I was in prison, I was walking in the yard. This is in St. Louis prison, so it's a really high level 4 prison. Basically, it's the worst level 4 prison in Michigan. And it's the one place you dreaded. You didn't want to go to it. It's like people would joke about you, man. I end up sending you to St. Louis. And you're like, nah, no, they ain't. Anyways, they sent me to St. Louis. So I couldn't believe it. Again, the boss, where are we going? Like, St. Louis. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? I mean, this place they built it to be a level 5, which is basically the whole sliding electric doors, all that. And so I stayed there a year. It was a long fucking year, man. They'd shake us down every week and dump our shit all over the floor, kick it around. We had to sit against the wall, cuffed up. It was a terrible place. I did wrestle a cop though when I was in there. I'm getting to somewhere with this. Is a good story. When I was in that prison, this cop kept talking trash to me, kept talking shit like he could whip my ass and like he's trying to wrestle me. And I said, man, I will slam your ass off of every freaking wall in this place. If you weren't working, what I'm saying? He's like, this is, man, F this freaking, this job. And I said, let's wrestle in the the mop room. And the mop room was kind of almost right in front of the control center. It's like if one of them cops looked up, saw me in there freaking manhandling this mother effer, but it was kind of angled away. So I said, screw it. I went in there and smashed him around. And we wrestled for a minute until he's all tired and got out. I let him up, and he didn't tell on me, and it was cool. Like, you know, cool. Yeah, it was cool. I freaking, he was done. I had him crushed, like basically to where the water comes off of the buckets in the corner. And he's dying. I'm like, yeah, bro.
That's when he's like, I hope he lifts me up.
yeah. When I was in that prison, I was walking the yard one time. This is where I was going with the story. And some random dude, some random white dude. The only thing on that yard that was going on was they had volleyball, which was a big thing. I played volleyball a lot in the winter. In the winter we'd play, and it was all snow and ice, and you slipping and falling, bang, playing volleyball. It's nighttime on a night yard. You go out there, and it was pretty fun. But then they didn't have a gym there, and so they just had big dip bars, pull up bars, which sucked. You know what I'm saying? And one day I'm walking the track, and some dude walks up to me, just a random white dude, man, kind of a nerdier looking guy, I guess. He says, "Hey, man, you want to smoke a joint?" He says to me. I've never talked to the guy in my life. You know what I'm saying? This is level 4, so I've only been down like 2 or 3 years. He says, "You want to smoke a joint?" I said, yeah. Of course. And that's back when you could smoke cigarettes on the yard, and everybody rolled their own cigarette. So everybody's smoking what looks like a joint. So it's not like, you know, you can smoke a joint in the yard and no problem because everybody's smoking.
But it reeks like dope.
Huh?
It reeks like dope, though.
Yeah, but if you're not by the cop, you know where the cops are. You can see the cops. You can see if cops are 50 yards that way, they're in the tower there. You know, as long as you're like 50 yards away from them. So we start smoking this joint, and we're walking, but trying to not look too obvious because there's gun towers looking at us, and we're just smoking this joint. And I got super high, and then I thanked the guy, like, "Cool, man, thanks," you know. And then I went and played volleyball for like half an hour, did really well. And then went back to my cell, and I was writing my 3rd book, A Dream's World, which is about these 2 high school football player kids. No, this is about a whole crew of like high school football players. Excuse me, sorry. And then one kid moves into the neighborhood, and that kind of becomes part of the crew. But anyways, I just remember writing that night. When I went back to my cell when I was all high, I remember I sat there and I wrote for like 5 hours, right? But I wasn't sure if what I was writing was going to be any good because I was hot. So I went back. So the next day I sleep, I wake up, I go back and read what I wrote, and it was really good. It's probably my best writing ever, which is crazy. My best writing.
Right. I think when you're high, though, you kind of focus. I used to paint like big canvas paintings, big ones. And sometimes, I could do that high for hours and hours and hours. And then the next day you look at it, and it's like someone else did it.
Can't do anything high, really. To me, I'm an idiot. If I smoke weed all the time, I'll just.
Well, I would be now, for sure.
Yeah, and also I've tried to work high, and I hate it. It's like I don't like. I hate working. I just told this to my wife earlier. It's being funny, not funny, but not funny. I said I never had a real job because I'm allergic to work. When I was young, before prison, every time I try to do like a regular job, within a week I would get like the flu, a cold, I get sick. I'm like, man, I'm allergic to work, which is made me be a drug dealing thug, loser, because I didn't want to work. And I smoked weed every day. I was like, man, I want to sleep in, eat, work out. It's easy to sell dope. I don't want to sell a lot of dope. I don't even want to sell a lot of dope. I just want to sell enough to, be comfortable. Like, I have friends that were ambitious. They're like, if I'm selling 10 pounds, I can sell 100 or whatever, guys like that. And they freaking made millions of freaking dollars. I was a freaking loser. But anyways, that's the thing. I was a right brain kind of whimsical, daydreamer where I just told my wife this. I said, what I would do when I was 15, 16 years old, I was expelled from school, and I'm at home, and I sell weed. I'm selling weed from my house. People come by all day, and I give them a bag, buy them back. As soon as I get up in the morning, I'd smoke a joint and then watch National Geographic for like 3 hours. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nat Geo, any animal stuff, like the Mutual of Omaha, whatever. And then I'd go maybe jump on my crotch rocket or my car when I run the neighborhood some other freaking losers who weren't in school, and I'd say, "What's up? What's up? What's up? Want to buy some dope?" And then I'd sell them some, and that was my life as a kid.
I lived on the beach, man. That's like not conducive to productivity at all, you know. But I got a lot of surprises in the creativity vein. But you can be creative in a lot of different ways, and I'd like to discuss that. We're talking about painting and stuff, you know. But like when we think of creativity, you know, you kind of harken back to the old days, and that's when like the first gay guy decided, hey, I'm gonna draw a fat broad, right? And you get this.
Come on, man.
Like the earliest paintings, it's all fat bitches. I mean, that's what they do. Not to be disparaging.
Really?
Sure.
That's a Rembrandt?
I don't know. That's not a Rembrandt. I don't know what it is. It's just a fat girl. But I've always heard that they were like, well, you know, you got to understand, like back then it was a sign of fertility and they were poor and blah, blah, blah. So probably affluent, you know what I mean? Makes a little bit of sense. But I'm honestly thinking if you're an artist and you're drawing girls like this, you can't go home tonight, right? Your wife's like, well, who was that? You're like, she was just a model. She meant nothing to me, baby. Here, I'll draw this girl, you know? I'll draw her. Yeah, you draw her. So I think
you might be there. You might be onto something, bro.
I believe I am. And I'm gonna leave her up because she's a doll.
Oh, stop, please. I gotta read something. Sling Blade says I used to be creative when smoking when I was younger. Now it just makes me stupid. Yeah, that's pretty much me too, bro. That's why I don't smoke weed much. Although once in a while I may partake in the marijuana or eat some gummies. Like when I went with the LA and then New York, basically every plane flight I went on, I ate a big old gummy. All flights from Detroit to LA to even from up here to Detroit, I ate a gummy, and it relaxed me. So God bless it, my friend Ryan. Ryan, if you're watching this, I need some more gummies.
Hey, Sling Blade said, Dan, I was eating shrooms one time and figured out the true meaning of life. Forgot all about it when I came out of it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He probably means that, too.
Oh, dude, I remember clearly one time I figured out that, like, the earth is an organic organism, right? And the reason that we came out of the primordial ooze and stuff, right, is because the earth knows its days are limited, right? So it's trying to come up with an organism that can get off of it and bring it to another planet, and then Earth lives, right? And it was like the deepest thing. And I'm like, it tried and it tried and it tried, and it got us, and it finally got it right because we are going to colonize other planets and stuff. And that's how the Earth is going to outlive itself. Like, we're the child of Earth. And that's the only way, like, it kept trying different species and ways to get out because it knew, you know, it could be billions of years, but it's going to die, and it wants to get off.
So Earth itself has a soul, and it's trying to, like, keep itself
alive. Yeah, like we're going to sustain Earth itself by colonizing another planet. Yeah, so who knows how many times this has happened. Dude, I was like,
this creation as humans, like, well, that's the best you can come up with. I mean, I guess strange biology.
When you're high, it's deep. You know what I mean? And
you came up with that. Are you saying you came up with that when you were high?
Oh yeah, I was completely like shroomed up. I was shroomed up. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking I really unlocked some key. You know what I mean? And I'm just killing the beach party because nobody wants to hear my shit.
No, when you were talking about it, you were all loud.
Of course. I'm like preaching it to a party of people who don't care.
Oh my God. Listen, you guys, listen. You get it. I got the answer to freaking life.
This girl with the boobs. I'm talking about something that's important here. We gotta get into space.
Wow. I never took mushrooms before.
They're disorienting.
I stole some mushrooms though on spring break.
Did you ever trip?
I was on spring break, and a guy pulls out a bunch of mushrooms and some weed, and I ended up knocking them out and taking it. So, not the nicest thing to do. Me and my boy Jay, we brought the guy.
Take him. You took him.
Yeah, we took it. When he woke up, we were gone. But my boy, I was with my best friend Jay, And I just ran out of weed too, like earlier in the day, and I still had like 3 days left on spring break. I just ran out of weed. I didn't really care about the shrooms because I wasn't planning on taking the shrooms. But I thought the weed, it's like an ounce of good weed. I'll take that weed. So I got him on this side of him, and he's holding this stuff and he's showing it to us. And I look at Jay and we lock eyes, and he looks down at the stuff, and he like kind of looks at me and nods, and I was like, "Wham!" It's such a dirty shot, dude. Oh, I mean, I looked at it like this, Dan. Like I could have been a guy who would kill them, but didn't. I could have pulled a knife, stabbed him, whatever. All he woke up with and a couple ounces of mushrooms and weed. But what if I was a really bad guy? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I looked at it. But anyways, so I gave all these mushrooms to all my friends on spring break with me. And they're like, take some. Everybody had taken them before, but I never taken them. I'm like, nah, man. There's too many variables down here. I don't know all these people and they don't me. I mean, it's just too crazy.
Your brain don't work right. You know what I mean? Hey, Maria likes Total Recall, right?
Yeah, she loves it.
Okay, this is the best analogy for it, okay? Whether it's peyote, shrooms, LSD, whatever, right? When he's like, what's the same thing no matter where you go on vacation, what's the same thing? You. With these drugs, you're not you anymore. You're somebody totally different.
Yeah.
That's the danger.
That's the danger. Even weed today.
Weed's not even close to these level of like just complete personality altering changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shrooms.
I'm talking about altered states. Yeah.
Somebody gave me some in the last couple of years, and I didn't take it.
Yeah, it's kind of too late, man. You shouldn't take it now. I think I'd be depressed now.
I heard it helps with the headaches. That's why I got it. I heard it helps headaches.
I can remember a chair with this little buttons looking at me, and I'm trying to have a conversation with a normal person, you know, and this chair is just like eyeballing me. I'm like,
the chair was eyeballing you?
And this chair is about to fucking know what's up.
You kick that chair's ass, walk over there, bang.
I'm like, oh yeah, I know, but this chair, it's not good.
Did you say that to your friend?
I'm going to go over here now.
Did you say to your friend anything about the chair?
I said it to a girl who was hitting on me. Oh
no. You're good, but that chair.
I don't need to be rude, but this chair here, it's not good.
That's what you said to her? What'd she say to that?
She's like, all right, have a nice night.
Have a nice night, sir. Weirdo.
Exactly.
Blue, please, can you take that picture down? I'd rather see the other girl. The other girl.
Oh, yeah, that one.
No, it's just horrible.
Well, let's see what I got here. I got a whole treasure chest of pictures. How does that work for you?
One of my favorites right there.
Hey, I got one creativity, right? The other night I couldn't sleep, so I started whacking out the R Thing logo.
I see that. It's nice.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
It'd be a good thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Embroidered thing.
One of the things I did when the kids were young, I really wanted to get them going creatively. Mm-hmm. And they like cartoons, SpongeBob and stuff like that. So I started saying like, hey, why don't you make cartoon characters and stuff, right? So Joshua, when he was like 3 or 4, invented 2 characters called Frog and Turtle because he's a kid, right? But I was like, hey, we can expound on that, right? So we made them, and I actually made comic books.
No way.
Yeah. It took the kids through the whole process, like right.
Frog and Turtle.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And had them printed up and everything just to show them, what's possible. Yeah. I also did an animation of the same thing. I'm going to share it with you. We'll watch it here.
That's freaking awesome, dude.
So yeah, I know. I'm like, I know I'm not the most normal dad, but don't ever forget it. You know what I mean?
You're a normal dad, dude. I mean, you're a good dad, that's for sure. So I don't know about normal, but you're a good dude.
Let's see. Can you share the screen?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know if I can find it here. Let me see.
Why? One of my cats not that long ago. Where's that deer? No, deer head. Cat jumped up on my deer head and ripped it out of the wall. You little punk.
I may not be able to show it. I tried to get it on there, but I think it.
What is it about? Oh man, I gotta make sure my fire's going up.
It's like an animation with Joshua's characters. Like they watch TV and they just like little cartoon.
Sounds cool.
It is, man. I was hoping I could show it to you guys, but it may not happen.
Propane is expensive, dog. I'm trying to heat the house with a fire. It's better to heat the house with the wood stove. Pain in the butt, but I like it. It's a better heat.
I think it was on a drive that I can't show now. But
all right, what'd you do? Well, so that sounds pretty cool. I want to see that. I'll see it again.
Yeah, I'll get it some other time. But there was a bunch. Like we did cartoons, like where there's animation. Like there's a frog and he does shit. Like I talk, Joshua talks, my little daughter talks on it and stuff. And it's kind of corny. It's little kid stuff, but it's animated and it's like the shit they watch on TV. So I show them like right off the bat, like you think that's cool. You can do this. You know what I mean? I do it. And it's like, look, we'll figure it out.
Can we make like an adult cartoon, whatever?
Of course we can do anything we want.
With our own characters?
Yeah.
Dude,
we can do To Be a King comic book. You know what I mean? It's easy.
Yeah, or like people said, they're like, dude, if you're freaking some of your stories, your throwback stories, if you were to animate them, and you know what I mean, because they'd be amazing shows. I'm like, some of the stories would be. I don't know how to do it. It would be fun though. It's silly as hell. Some of those fights, there's crap I got into.
All kinds of stuff, man. Yeah. Like I said, I was into animation, I think, in my 30s. There's actually, if you Google my name, I think there's an interview somebody did with me. He's like a British guy.
You think?
Yeah, I know somebody said they saw it out there. But the story is like he helped me out because I used to host a fight club thing that they did in closed circuit bars. Like just drunk guys beating each other up, right? And I was the host of this. This is back. I want to say my 30s.
People think my life is crazy. I hear it all the time. But your freaking shit is just right up there with mine. So
so this guy, like, I talk him into like filming it for free and stuff because the original guy I had was from the news. He was going to.
Did they have gloves? Did they wear gloves?
What's that?
Did they wear gloves?
Yeah, they wore gloves. They did wear
gloves.
How
big are gloves?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. You don't remember?
I was drunk. You know what I mean? I was just drunk.
Like 2-ounce bare knuckle gloves. You kill guys with that. But if it's
no, nobody was getting hurt. They were drunk and swinging and like they're just drunk tattoo people. And, and I would just like hosting, like insult them the entire time they fought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God,
that's what it was.
Hilarious. That's hilarious.
Like maybe a year, maybe not.
Come on, I never got to see no stuff like that. What? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a good idea. I think they called it Food Bar, but it would only got picked up in bars. So if you like hang out in bars, it'd be on the TV. You know what I mean? That's the way it was. But
really?
Yeah. So anyway, one day I get this big hype up thing. Red Bull's going to come. It's going to be our big moment. You know what I mean? They're going to take this up another level, right? And the way I'm going to get it filmed is I got this guy who's like a friend of a girl I know. And he's an anchor for a major news local thing in Tampa. And he's going to basically take the shit and film it, right? And at the end, he pusses out right before. He's like, I can't do it. I'll lose my job. And he's got a great big job. You know what I mean? But I'm like, you mother. And so they're like, we need somebody to film. And so I know this other guy. And he films it, right? He's British. He does like NPR kind of stuff, right? I mean, you know what British NPR stuff is?
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I ain't saying he's going to kill it, but he will record it, right? So I call the guy at the last minute. I'm like, you need to get a film crew up here, blah, blah, blah. I owe you one, right? So the owe you one is I have to do an interview about my animation and stuff for his TV show, okay? I should have just done it. I didn't.
No, you never did it?
No, I did it because he freaking lampooned me and showed up at the beach house like at 7 a.m. with a crew, right? I'm just getting home. I'm like, because Dave's like, bro, are you supposed to do some TV interview thing? I go, what? He goes, yeah, there's a crew out on the deck. I'm like, oh, I got to do it. Yeah, I owe this guy, man. And he's a great guy. I love the guy. Have to do it. But he's a big liberal too. But anyway, so I'll show it to you sometime. I'll find it and show it to you. But it's hammy and choppy, and I'm barely awake.
I want to know how the fights go down, though.
Not that well. They always went for the face, you know what I mean? And the other person's always covering the face. So, like, you're always like, hey, man, try the body. It's located just below the neck, you know, but they never did. They're always going for that knockout shot that never happened. And they're drunk and telling me their stupid shit. It was, it was okay.
I bet you I could knock out. I bet you.
A guy named Tyson was running it. There was one guy named Hector that actually trained and stuff, and he'd go in there and just clean clock. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, if I went in something like that, wouldn't it be fair? You know what I'm saying?
No way.
Yeah.
Nobody get in the ring.
I mean, not after a couple guys, probably. After I freaking knocked a couple
they'd have to be hammered because we would get guys like, who wants to fight? Who wants to fight? And they're
like, I would get no points. What I'm saying is if I went into something like that and started knocking every dude out, I wouldn't get any points for that. Nobody would think I was a tough guy. You know, like, what are you doing? You're going to knocking out drunks? That's easy. Anyone can do it. You're an asshole.
We weighed them. We did all that. We didn't get we didn't have mismatches. You know what I mean? But yeah, nobody was like.
What I'm saying is some guy like me
look tough and they get beat by a kid.
What if I come in there and say, hey, I want to fight that guy, whatever. Now you're going to look, I mean, you say no?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is weigh you. And if you don't weigh like this guy.
I'm 220, but there's other guys who are 220 or more, right? 230?
They were mostly small guys, drunk guys.
Oh, were
mostly
they?
Old guys, yeah.
Old, small guys?
It's not competitive fighting, dude. This is like we just showed up in a bar with a boxing ring, and whoever's in the bar, you're going to fight.
Right.
We got girls to fight.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. That's one of the most brilliant. How does that not take off? How is that not freaking huge, man?
The insurance was a billionaire. Yeah, people were afraid people were going to get hurt, things like that. You know what I mean? But
who cares?
It was good, dude. Me and my cousin were the host. Dave that was on this show. We hosted it.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
He was, but he would get so jacked up back in the day.
Drunk?
On coke and shit. He couldn't freaking talk. Like I'd go into my spiel, right? And I do this whole spiel and go, what do you think, Dave? He'd go, you're killing me.
Nothing. Give you nothing. Oh my God. That dude's funny as a mother effer, man.
He's great, man. I love him.
And he is like a living Chris Farley type of mother to me.
Yeah.
He's kind of
man, he's picked it up a notch too. He's running the place he used to work for.
Huh?
He runs the whole thing now. Here, talk about a hustle. I don't want to get away from creativity, but this is creative thinking. This kind of plays into my point.
Yeah.
Right? He's running the whole thing now, and he's trying to get people off drugs. He wants them to live at this place, right? But if you live at his place at 8 o'clock, you got to get the hell out of there because he expects you to be working and shit, and you can't come back. And you have to be in bed by 10 because you got to work in the morning and stuff. And if you break any of his rules, you're out. So Dave's in there to get you clean, right? But he's like, people don't want to live in a shithole, right? But all the furniture's old. It's a shithole. So he goes and he finds a Navy base or something that's tearing down a hotel. And they've got all this furniture and stuff. He's like, what are you going to do with it? And they're like, why? He's like, I will haul it all out of here for free. But it's got to be free. And they're like, you'll get it out of here? They're like, yeah. So he gets like, not new, but new to this place. You know what I mean? It looked nice. I saw the stuff. He gets 37 refrigerators, hauls them out, like 107 end tables, 107 beds. No, he takes it to this homeless drug rehab thing he's got going.
Why do they need 37 refrigerators?
Because he's got rooms. They stay there. And he takes out all the old nasty furniture and refurnishes it like a hotel. So now if you're going to get clean, you've got a nice place to stay with all new shit, a new fridge, a new TV, a new flat screen, a new couch. But you got to follow his rules or you're out. One strike, you're out. And that's what he's doing. But he also got involved with like some soup kitchen, like food pantry for homeless people. He's doing that too. He's like me, only a force for good. You know, like he's got like 3 things going now, and it's all about like helping people get off drugs, helping people get off the street, and which is good because like the first half of his life was putting people in the street, so now he's getting them out of the street, and hopefully he's washed by the time it's over.
That's God can change anybody, man. That's
change him. I never thought he would be alive right now. I just always figured I'd get the call.
I'm sure a lot of my friends from high school or back in that time are surprised I'm alive, especially the people who really knew me. Some of my like homeboys. Like, how's that guy even alive? How did he make it to 50? You know what I'm saying?
Not just alive, but thriving. Yeah.
Yeah, thriving. But I mean, I shouldn't have been alive. I know there's people out there who were literally like, how's that dude even alive? It must be a miracle. He, all the guys who done and died between now and then. But anyways, that is creative thinking of your cousin. I like that. Thinking of
thinking out of the box. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what I do like all the time. Like even at work and stuff. Like we draw, say Taco Bell. We do Taco Bells, right? There's a certain Taco Bell wall reception thing when you walk up and you order Taco Bell. Okay.
You just made me hungry for Taco Bell.
All right, you should be because they're good. But the thing is, every Taco Bell is different. Maybe it's 110 inches. Maybe it's 108 inches. Maybe they want to curve it 135 degrees, maybe 60 degrees, whatever, right? It's always different. So what happens is my guys, my engineers, they take that and they have to change it, right? And then they have to, by hand, change the cut list for the parts and things that are going to make this, right? That's where I came into parametric constraints. I'm like, look, there's got to be a way to make 3D models in AutoCAD, not just 2D, and make them variable driven so that they can expand and contract and change angles.
Speaking Chinese.
Yeah, but basically what it does is I'm like, look, instead of spending all day modifying this thing, let's create a model that can be interchangeable where you just punch in a few numbers and it automatically does it. That's the constraints, right? Like say you got a line that's 24 inches. I want to make it 36. Okay. But is it going to go 36 this way or does it need to go that way? Does it need to go at an angle? That's what it's creative thinking, right? I'm like, look, it's going to be a pain in the ass, but once we get it, it's not 4 hours to change it anymore. It's 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Creative thinking. This is how you
things
that suck and make them good. So you can be creative no matter what you do.
That's true. That's true. Exactly.
It doesn't have to be painting and books and art.
No.
And Nikki said she hasn't found her niche. Nikki, newsflash, you're an author and a podcaster.
Right?
And you're good at it.
I have some faith in yourself. See, she hasn't found
She's a brilliant author. Like she's definitely at my top. She's definitely my top.
She needs to work hard on marketing her book. If you want to advance your book, that's what you do. You got to work. That's a pain in the ass is marketing.
It is. And if you're not good at it, find somebody who's passionate about what you do and have them do it.
Yeah, exactly. Delegate it to somebody else.
I'm reading Bucci's Infinity Crew. It's fantastic.
Is it? I knew it would be, dude. I
can't wait to get home because, like when I'm in the bathroom, I read.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get back to it.
I don't know if did my wife send Dan that link to put up?
I'm going to have you come on in a second.
Maybe she didn't. Hey, honey! Did you send Dan that link?
So you can
Did you send Dan the link?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask.
He posted it? I'm trying to see it. I can't. I'm trying to find it. I want to put it up. Stupid. There it is. I think this is. No, that's Partners in Crime. I don't know. Dan, if you're there still, can you post that for me one time again? Yeah, the link for the Amazon affiliate. Is that it?
What are you doing?
That's it. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Dan.
Again, creative thinking, right? We've got this radio show. We got all these authors and stuff.
That's your creative thinking. You thought this up, man. It's a good idea.
Man, all the day. This is what I do all day long. I try to think of like something they haven't thought of.
Dude, that's your mind is remarkable. Just for the record, I think when I'm working over there, when I'm sitting there with my laptop and I'm typing, I'm in a creative zone creating. The weird thing about this particular story, this just I can't talk about it, but there's a unique angle, I guess, of the story that I'm writing. And anyways, it makes it very personal. So I don't know if I'm creating or I'm just like recreating. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing both. But
a lot of people can tell a story that happened to them, and the story is boring as hell.
Yeah,
it's a gift when you can tell stories and make them.
That's true. That's true. Absolutely. Yeah, because there's people who had crazy things happen to them, but when they tell it, it's like,
it's not that good. You know what I mean?
Right. You got some crazy stories. I don't know, man.
Yeah, and I can tell the story. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Like I told you once, I was doing the kind of stuff we talked about earlier, right?
Yeah.
And I met some black guys in a bar, and we go out, and it's like 2 a.m. I'm in the back seat, and they're taking me to this party, right? That they're gonna do, and it occurs to me, I robbed these guys.
You did.
I did. I robbed them a long time ago, and I'm like,
no.
oh shit, how did I forget that? Like now I'm like, are we going to a party?
Yeah, no, you go to a party, all right.
Yeah, or do they know this is what's up and stuff? And now, and plus, I'm doing the other stuff, so I'm not me, and I'm now I need to be me. I need to think this through. I need to think about everything that's happening and discern what's going on, and I can't. I don't know, but it worked out okay.
Holy crap! I would have been so paranoid and freaking out.
I'm trying to calm down and discern.
I'm a moving car, dude.
I'm going back over every single word we have said tonight. Like, what were their mannerisms? What were their gestures? Am I in trouble? Do I need to jump out of this car? What's happening? Or am I going to a cool party? It's like,
did you go to the cool
party? Behind door number 2, huh?
You ended up going to a cool party?
Yeah, it was all good. Everything was good. Yeah, they didn't know it was me.
I had some dude one time, black dude in the street. I'm sitting there waiting for my homeboy to come out of his house. I'm in the hood, though, and we're dropping off dope. And some black dude comes over and starts talking to me. It's like about my age, probably 22, 23, maybe a little older, maybe 25. And I'm trying to ignore this motherfucker, man. And he's going, come on, man, let's go up in there, blah, blah, blah. He said, I don't know what he wants me to do. And I finally said, hey, man, get the F away from me, bro. Get away from my car. He goes, what'd you say, man? Don't you know I'm a gangster? I pulled my pistol off. I'll blow your mother up in the head. And the dude ran. I said, yeah, mother, who's the gangster? And ran out of there. But it was funny because he's like, I'm an effing gangster. Because he started to walk away and then turned around. And I said that. And came back. Man? I'm the gangster. Like, you a gangster, huh? Another time, I was in the hood on like Van Dyke, going down. The train was coming through, so we were stopped on Grossbeck, and you had to sit there for 5 minutes while the train comes through. And this black dude with no shirt on, it's a hot summer day, he comes like weaving between traffic. He's this tall, skinny JJ looking mother effer. You know what I'm saying? He's all sweaty. He's pointing at everybody doing this. Bang. Bang, bang. He's like pointing at everybody. He's walking down the road and he's coming towards me. Like, so I had a 44 Desert Eagle. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, but it's a big, huge cannon, semi-automatic. This motherfucker comes walking up doing this to everybody like this, and I aim this big cannon back at him. He said, whoa. Like the other way, man. He's looking at me. Man. I'm like, well, I'm not playing. That's what I was trying to say, man. Listen, I don't know if he's got a gun. He might be crazy. I thought he was crazy. I thought he was mentally ill. You don't know, man. You don't know. People act.
Hey, Joshua's got a good creative story going on right now. He wants to tell you.
Let's hear it, intern.
Yeah, this is worth hearing. Okay.
Super hungry.
Okay, so what my dad means by that is he wants to go eat his chicken, so I'm going to be hanging out here.
I want to eat my sandwich, too. I don't know. If my honey, how you coming on that BLT? I'm hungry. I eat it now. I'll just say it's done. When it's done. Go ahead, Josh.
So for school, I'm in a theology class. It's a Catholic school. So you have a religion class you go to every day.
1 second, Josh. What did you say? Oh, is it the curtsy?
I'm happy to drop everything, my Lord, and make you your sandwich with a curtsy.
See, right? Who's the misogynist? Not me.
I'll just leave it.
So go ahead, Josh.
So as part of like this class, a project our teacher suggested us doing was we've been watching this movie about she's from Ireland, Scotland, somewhere in there. And so from her country, there's this big charity that got started where in like 20 countries around the world, there's this charity that feeds all these like school children at like Africa, Asia, India, South America, the Caribbean. It's kind of like all these different countries, and they help people They give them food. It's like $23.50, and you can feed one child for an entire year. And so, yeah, and it's like I thought it was actually really cool.
I'd do that.
Yeah, so our teacher's like, okay, you guys can get in groups of like 4 people, and then you can decide like what you want to do as a fundraiser, and then we're going to decide which one is the best, and then you're going to present it in front of the entire school and give this speech, and then we're going to do it as a fundraiser. And so there's 17 people in our class. It's groups of 4. I look behind me, group of 4. I look behind me, group of 4, and then 2 more groups of 4s. I'm like, well, I'm working by myself.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me, bro. I had that exactly happen the same thing to me. One time I was in college, my little community college I went to, and that was a big deal. He teamed up the whole class, and I was the one odd guy. So he's like, "You're on your own," but he liked me. I was his favorite student. I was the only student that constantly was asking him stuff and bringing out freaking facts and all kinds of stuff that I knew. It was an environmental science class. The teacher's name was David Bonnick, the professor. And he was mad cool. I was just like you, all on my own. So anyway, so yeah, I had to do this. Half my score was based on a presentation that I did. Half my grade, and I waited till the day before I was to give it and to do the research on it. And I had to do it by myself. I had no teammate. I was a debate rebuttal, so it was one side against another side. And I was debating the actual environmental science. I was debating not microbiology, but microbiology, like gene splicing, that type of environmental science. And guess what my professor was? That. So I'm trying to there's pros and cons. I am the con of environmental science. And I had to create these, I did the best thing. I did the best freaking thing, too. I killed it. I got these flyers with all these weird beans. Basically, if you took trees and bushes and plants and fish and frogs and people and everything and mix them together into different whatever, it was like if you cross gene splicing and DNA between everything, you'd have fish people and flying police, like an eagle. Anyways, I passed out this flyer that had like hundreds of these weird, creepy ass, crossbreeds in there. I said, that's what our planet will look like in 500 years if we keep playing with DNA and gene splicing and blah, blah, blah. I did this awesome presentation. And then the people, I was the con side of it. So anyways, I kicked ass and you're going to do the same. So what happened?
So basically, so my idea was I'm working by myself. People are like, oh, everyone pays $1 when they come to school. And then you can wear something other than your uniform because we have to wear uniforms. And so people were like, oh, we have like a sort of like a gift shop almost they run through the school. And so people are like, oh, we make all the profits from that for the month go towards this. And so I was like, I did the math on if everyone and their mom and dad siblings, if everyone bought a shirt or everyone at our school paid for the Spirit Day, we'd make $400 from the Spirit Day kind of thing. And we make around maybe $3,000-ish for the t-shirts. And so I was thinking to myself, and I'm like, well, something people enjoy is so my plan is we take the gym because we have an oddly large gym. We kind of put some kind of fake wall temporarily around it and set up tables, have nice flooring, and we have
what?
We basically have a live entertainment night where people get dinner. You pay for dinner and a show. There's people at our school that are amazing singers.
Or don't go casino night. That's how you raise money. You trying to raise money?
There's going to be a bar as part of it. That's going to raise the entire.
No, have a casino night. People can gamble for your charity. You just go in there and bang. You get a bunch of people in there gambling. They'll throw away freaking $10,000.
Yeah, it's also kind of a kids thing too, and it's a Catholic school, so I don't think they're gonna.
Yeah, no, you got a good point. Yes.
Yeah, I'm but I was thinking there's gonna be designated kids nights, and on non kids nights there's there's a bar sort of where people can buy drinks.
What is kids? What's the cutoff for kid?
You can bring anyone really at any night. It's just the kids' nights have more kid-focused entertainment, sort of.
With you,
involved.
And you, the kids, are like waitering, cooking, doing
Yes,
food.
waitering, cooking, entertainment. Like we do all of this, and I'd be the one running it from the ground up.
How much did we go for a night out at one of your events?
So it'd be $25 per person, which I know that seems a lot, but like
it's not a lot. It's nothing.
$10 goes towards like your meal or whatever you got, and then there's $15. Boom, that goes towards the charity about on average. And so by the end of the night, if you get
listen, let me stop you there. Here's what you do. Go to a restaurant, a nice restaurant, an upper class, real nice one, and say, listen, would you sponsor this charity and give us food for the night for this event? And that way 100% of what you make can go to the charity. If you get some restaurant as it's a tax write-off for them, that's what you have to convince them. If you give me $1,000 worth of food, they're not going to make a difference to you. It's a tax write-off. The whole thing. You got to go play.
Hey, there's a great Christian restaurant too, except that Joshua beat up their grandkid.
Hey,
so they probably won't donate.
Really? Really? Well, think of another restaurant.
There's 9 Irish brothers. My mom's good friends with their owners. They've always donated to a bunch of Catholic charities.
Walk into any of those big restaurants. Just walk in there and be like, listen, here's what we're doing. We're trying to raise this money. We want to keep 100% of the proceeds for the charity. So you got to convince them, say, it's a tax write-off. So you're not losing anything. It's just a tax write-off. I mean, it is. If they donate money, $1,000 worth of food, which let's say that's enough for one of your events that night, pre-make it and send it over to your place. It costs them like nothing to do that. It's like 2 hours worth of work. Boom, here you go. And they can write off $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever. I can even save it $2,000 or $3,000, whatever. Give it to you. That's it. Then now you have food, really good food, already pre-made. You just got to delve it out and whatever. And $25, that's nothing. $25 if it's for a good a good purpose, charity. What the hell's $25? That's nothing.
Yeah. Like even with like we were originally, my plan was like there'd be like kind of like Mickey said. She said she had like a spaghetti dinner. That's one of the things. You could get spaghetti. You could get like a kind of on the cheaper side steak. You could get like some kind of fish dinner, and like there's different things. And the plan was not to have like one, but to have like 10 over the course of 2 months.
Right.
Because not everyone's going to be able to make it to one night. So I'm like, if you spread it out a bit, maybe people will come to more than one if they enjoy it, and maybe more people are able to come. You raise more money, and plus, like,
I'm hungry right now. I would totally do that. I'm like, there was a place that had like a nice 4 like entree meal of pot roast and whatever. I go eat it. I pay $25 for it. Shoot, man, where I live, $25. Dan knows. My friend Dan up here, like the restaurants they're not like Detroit, or put it like that. I don't want to make fun of the people up here or whatever, but there's no really fine dining up northern Michigan, probably above Saginaw, Michigan. There's been a couple places that had good food, but not like damn food. I miss restaurants where you go in there and you're just like, damn, that was good. But they're very expensive for one of those damn meals like that. $75 maybe. Probably get one of those $50, $60 at the low end, but $75. But you guys got to sell food that is, dude, like it's kind of like buffet food. That'd be the best way to do it, but make it a really good buffet, like a really good with like pot roast and just all kinds of good stuff like smelt or perch.
Yeah,
perch and pot roast and like just basic stuff. People will come in there, pile on their plate, devour it, love it. Feel like dang, and I gave $25 to this charity. Hell yeah. It's well done. So are you doing this? When you starting this?
So it's not 100% like a thing yet. I'd have to beat out like other people for it. But the thing is, something I'm doing is like when I've heard around like what other people are planning on doing, and so I have a slide where I basically explain how what they're doing raises like 5% of the money I would raise. in a complete. And there goes
I
the.
hear you.
Yeah, my dad cut out the camera.
Why?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
And the mouse.
Cut the mic.
Yeah,
I can hear you though. I know this. I know this. My wife's making me a green screen.
Yep. You don't see anything, folks. Oh, great.
Oh yeah. Dan says.
Okay. Yep. We're gonna
we
pretend
have the Brown Trout Festival. It's last week in Alpena. It's last a week. It lasts a week. Yeah. Is it that? It's a whole week. You want to hear the sad part about that? This is a festival by my house. It's like 30 miles from my house. Brown trout, which is a big deal. I love brown trout. They're like,
Come in here in a second.
But they haven't had they haven't at the Brown Trout Festival.
It's my show.
They have boats go out and try to catch brown trout, and they haven't caught a brown trout in like freaking 12 years. It's crazy. So it's called the Brown Trout Festival, and they have these fishing boats that go out all day trying to catch a brown trout. Anyone who catches it, I think you get a prize. You come in, you get the biggest brown trout. And for like 12 years, nobody's caught a brown trout. But they're in there because I had a friend who recently caught a brown trout. Not way up here, but down in the St. Clair River, freaking caught a brown trout. So there's a brown trout there, there's a brown trout here. But I would love to catch a huge freaking giant lake run brown trout. But I have a friend. I have a guy I met on Instagram, and he was a trout fishing trout fishing brown trout master guy, and he left his number on the internet. So I reached out to him and said, "Hey, bro, will you take me trout fishing?" This random guy, and he says yes. So he's told me to call him in a couple of weeks, and he's going to take me guided on these rivers to go brown trout fishing. This random dude, nice guy, spent freaking 45 minutes on the phone with me, just talking to me about brown trout fishing because I don't know how to get them. I've never caught a brown. I caught one big brown trout by accident. And I would like to know how to catch them, not by accident. So I said, dude, will you take me? So I got to drive like freaking 3 hours to see this guy.
Yeah.
But he's going to show me how to brown trout fish. So there's that.
I mean, who knows when we do the thing, if the fundraising thing actually happens, maybe have a few celebrity guests. You could come down here for a.
I don't think anyone would care, but I would like to. I would like to speak to young kids. I've been looking into speaking in high schools and stuff. I would love to sit there and try to tell some kids in a Catholic school, don't mess up, man. Listen, bad stuff happens really quickly, and you're at a point in your life at your age, at that age, that man, you can make one wrong slip down the wrong path, and man, it's over for you. You'd be a junkie, or you're in and out of prison for the next 25 years, or dead. I've seen it happen. So I would say to kids, don't do what I did. And I would tell them my story. I would go through the detail and say, this is what happened to me. And trust me, you get claustrophobic at times in prison. You think you might think you don't get claustrophobic in prison at times. Sometimes the walls close in on you, man. And it ain't nothing. It ain't nice. Ain't nothing nice.
It's not, man. I hope he listens to you because you talk about slipping. This kid wears bananas for shoes.
Who, Josh?
Yeah.
Why?
He's just it's always something with him, man.
I have not done anything wrong in 2 days.
He's not in jail, man. He's
not. But every time he gets in trouble, I try to tell him, what do people say? They go, "Oh, not surprised, because his dad." You know what I mean? It's like they think I'm not doing a good job.
Well, he's not in jail.
He's not in jail yet. He's like,
how many felonies has he got?
0. 16.
So by the time I was 16, I had 8 felonies.
Well, yeah, that's good. Yeah. I try to use that argument. My wife's like, "Look, we're not using you as a measuring stick for his behavior." Me? I'm like, "That's fair."
Me?
No, me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, when I was 16," she's like, "Okay, you're not the measuring stick." Okay.
You're here, you're alive, you're healthy, you got to live a good life, you're smart, you're functioning, you're a professional, you're successful. What the frick else do you want? You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you try to tell your kid, look, there was this douchebag part of my life. It all ended bad. Like,
oh my God,
I got focused and became a real person.
Right.
Everything went good, but they don't listen. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's the premise of the TV series I'm writing right now.
It is. Really. It is.
Like, listen, don't listen. All you're going to end up is it's going to go bad. You might not think it's going to go bad. Oh, it will go bad. And you'll know it's really bad when you're in that prison cell, not a jail cell, but a prison cell, which means you're doing a bit, and them walls start closing in. Because you're thinking about, I can't get out of here. I'm locked in this freaking room, and I can't get out. I'll never get out. I'm surrounded by sociopaths and lunatics and crazy and stabbers and killers, and I'm in this cell, and I want a bag of Doritos so bad. I just want to walk out them bars, walk out the door, go buy a freaking chocolate milk and a bag of Doritos at the nearest store. Nope, you're in this mother effing cell, and when it hits you. And you're like, damn, dude, I'm stuck in this mug. Let me do some push-ups.
Yeah. And we talk about measuring sticks. You know, it's like I always measure like when I was in jail, I would measure like how long does it take them to realize that this is bullshit, that this isn't our life. You know what I mean?
Some longer than others.
Some longer than others. Like when I go to a new company or work there, how long does it take them to realize that I'm smarter than them?
Not long. Not long.
But, no, stupid people, it takes a long time. They still try to give me advice. You know what I mean? It's like they live in a trailer. They have no car. They the ones that want to tell me how to live. You know what I mean? Smart guys will be like, yeah, you get it. I'm like, okay, this guy's smart.
Dude, I mean, there are a lot of dumb people in the world. But, I mean, it wouldn't take long to figure out you're smart. You know what I mean? Or me.
But a dumb guy will not figure out you're smart. Like a cooked up person thinks he's getting over on you, right? He thinks you're moving in slow motion.
Dumb people are like that. They
right.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault. Everything you did is everything they did.
Like, hey man, if you give me $800, I will give you $80,000. Like, oh, okay, that sounds like a great deal.
Have you had someone say that?
Oh, yeah. I've got guys like, I've heard things you wouldn't believe. You know what I mean?
What? Like what?
It's like, dude, you're wearing a tattered T-shirt and you sleep in your car. I'm me, and you want to sell me something. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Trust me, it's bad. Hey, Nikki wants to know what's the best screenwriting program. What are you using?
I am using, I don't know what it is. It's not Final Draft. I started to use Final Draft. I regret not learning it. I went to this other one, which let me look at. I'm not gonna remember, but I'm gonna pop it on there really quick and I'll look at it. Let's see. It's called. My freaking eyes are so bad, man. Come on.
I know. Especially at night.
It doesn't have the name of the software on here. So now I need to go. Where the hell? I gotta go back to Chrome.
Nikki's like a seer tonight. She said kids don't realize that the world judges the parents for their kids' behaviors. You're absolutely right. And we judge ourselves, don't we? Like every time your kid gets in trouble, you're like, is this my fault? Like,
it is. What do you mean? Listen, man, the world judges the parents for the kid's behavior. That's true, because much of the kid's behavior is the parents doing much of it. I mean, so you got to take responsibility.
You only do so much, though, man. You got to be there. You know what I mean? It's like I can tell you everything, I can show you everything, but
some people, I get it.
Kids are thick, man. They want to do what they want to do. You know,
My
dad didn't teach me to be the way I was when I was a kid. Complete opposite. You know, I was born a different way.
Your kid's not in jail, and never had a felony.
No, and I'm not saying I have the worst kid in the world by any means.
Yeah.
But
that's how I look at it.
Joshua has a near genius IQ. Joshua should get straight A's. Joshua should have a full ride to any school he wants to go to. But he ain't going that way.
I bet you he finds some creative way to become rich. That's what
I do not worry about him financially. I worry about his character and the kind of man he's going to become before he becomes the man he will ultimately become.
Yeah, because you don't want him to have to take that rough route like we did.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, look, man, don't do what we did. It sucks. It sucks.
Oh, he's on here. Let's see what he's got to say. A little punk.
What is he doing?
Look at this freaking guy. What do you got to say about? What do you got to say about that, man? So you cannot.
By the way, I hand painted the painting that's in behind his back.
Who is that?
Me. Do not take
Joshua
credit for
in
what
a
I did.
Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. I hand painted that.
Do not take credit for what I did.
Yeah, right.
Your audio.
That's his Christmas present.
Madam 30, what is that? A painting?
It's a painting of the Steelers with Joshua as a rookie in a Madden game.
Oh, I thought that was Roethlisberger or something.
Nah, that's Joshua.
That's you?
Yeah, it's his number. It's his whole thing. It's
Joshua, here's what I'm trying to tell you, Joshua. You think that you're indestructible and you can do whatever. And you don't want to go the hard path. Like your dad didn't straighten his life out till he's probably in his 40s or late 30s or whatever. And 30s, me too. I got a prison.
Late 30s, yeah.
Yeah. So I got a prison when I was 43, and with nothing, bro. Didn't have nothing. Was nothing. No circle of influence. No money. No retirement. No Social Security. Never paid taxes. Arrested Development. Probably some PTSD, psychological issues dealing with, but I have a good woman, and I had the right attitude, and I was talented, so I had a lot of, art that I made. But you don't want to go the long route like me or your dad. You don't want to. You don't have to. If you just do the right thing now, you could go. 21, 22, 23 years old. You can jump right into life, have an amazing life, find you a cute little wife, have some kids, find a career. Yeah, have moral integrity, bro.
Yeah, have moral integrity. Be a good man.
Yeah.
Because they're hard to find. Yeah. The world will be your oyster.
You'll be cursed. And the problem is you might be successful, but you will still be cursed. So you'll never be happy. So what'll happen is if you cheat the system and you kind of don't have honor and integrity with things that you do, even if you win or get ahead, you'll be miserable and unhappy. It's better to be less successful but happy than super successful and miserable. So don't just try to get ahead, like stepping on people or manipulating people or lying to people or whatever. Certainly have integrity, because you'll find over the years, the older you get, the more integrity you have. That helps you build a better circle of influence, of people around you, a better caliber of people around you. People want to do things for you. They'll trust you and honor you and respect you. But if you do scumbaggy stuff or act like a douchebag, then people are like, yo. And especially as people get older, too. Like when you're young, you're like, The older you get, the less you want to be around a douchebag. So that's my advice to you is don't be a D-bag. What was that?
Plus, God gave you everything. Look at him. He's a handsome kid. He's big. He's strong. He's smart. He's smarter than me. Right?
Spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got a handsome face. Look at your nose, man.
Don't let him
put this on you.
Your dad
I wasn't born with this nose.
Your dad's never punched you in the face. Like, what a good dad. You know what I'm saying?
Never punched me in the face.
I'm sure there would have been a few times by now I'd punch you in the face.
I would never do that.
I would. That's why I guess I get that from my dad. My dad.
Yeah, but you know what? I had a different kind of upbringing too. But I decided I was not going to be that.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, my dad punched me in the face a few times. So, and he knocked me out. My dad flat out knocked me out one time with
you kind of had it coming though.
Me?
Yeah.
I did. I told him to get the F out of my room. I was naked. I was with my girlfriend in my room. He tried busting in on me.
Dickie, I'd like to get your son out of prison before that, man. I got some connections.
God, I'm hungry. All right, thank you. My wife made me, man.
Nice.
BLTs.
Where is the bomb?
Yeah. She's bomb.
Intern has left the building.
Left the building. Why?
Speaking of the bomb.
Why?
Nice.
This is the bomb. This is the bomb right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude,
and Joshua writes. Yeah, Joshua is when he wants to be. He's a good artist. I mean, he's got so much going for him.
Yes, don't be a D-bag.
Yeah, don't be a D-bag.
To anyone but my dad.
What?
What?
Nothing.
Don't be a D-bag. You should be the slickest, most honorable, highest integrity, most even-keeled kid in your school. And if you're that guy, I bet you any money you get the hottest chick in school too. But if you act like a freaking D-bag, not saying you are, but if you do, people will be like, yo, I don't want to be around Josh. He's a D-bag. Or
plus, people don't want to be around because you get in trouble. You know what I mean? And I can also say, like, I go to high school reunions, like, not much, but a little bit. And that's all they talk about. Like, as soon as I talk to somebody, they're like, yeah, I don't really remember you, but I know everybody around you get in trouble. And, but, you know, it's just like, well, whatever. First of all, I teach Joshua. Nobody gets him in trouble. He gets himself in trouble, right? So, right off the bat, you seem like a douche to me, but whatever.
Thanks.
But I'm talking to people I meet, like, from the past and stuff. It's uncomfortable. You don't want to go back. You don't want to be like that, man. You want to go back and see people and be glad to see them. You know what I mean? If I go back, all they want to talk about is something I don't even remember. You know what I mean? It's just, it sucks.
Dude, whoa. Like, at least you have a high school reunion to go back to. I'm 50 years old. I've never been to a high school reunion.
I've been back. But my high school was like a city. You know what I mean? It's like
I don't even have a class though. Like I am in class 91. I should have been, but
that's true. I mean, you weren't even there.
I was expelled in 1988.
And in 1986 and in 1985, but who's counting?
Yes, no, that's true. It's exactly what happened. I was almost there. Was 86 and 87. I was expelled.
Yeah.
In 89, right? You might be right. But yeah, 3 years in a row expelled until I was like, I give up. Don't be that guy. Don't be the guy who's 50 years old, wishes he would have had he could go back to a high school reunion to see some old friends. Man, if I could go back to school right now, dude, I would be a pimp. Are you kidding me? You know, because if you just knew what you knew right now, if you go back to high school, man. But your dad's right. Don't be a D-bag, and have honor and integrity, and that. The people who, if you do that, the people who are migrate towards you will be always good people. You can trust them. How you guys say about that?
I try I'm like, man, I don't know how to describe it. I'm my dad now on the outside, but like, in certain situations, I'm him when he was my age. Like 99% of the time, I'm a actually good human being. And then there's that 1% where I'm just like done dealing with human beings. And
Bill, that's what they remember. That's what they remember.
Thank you, honey. But Bill, what's he doing when he's acting a fool? Can we talk about
it?
Okay, let me just be candid, Joshua. Not that we want to raise you on YouTube, but we will. He'll be. I paid $10,000 for him to go to a private school.
You could gave me $5. You give me $5 and send him to me for freaking 2 weeks. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna send that kid back. He's gonna stand at attention when you walk in the room. I'm just kidding.
That's what they said when I sent him to military camp. Trust me, they didn't want him back. But
well, I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, I sent him to a military camp on the south border of Texas, on the Mexican border. They told me they'd straighten him out. He freaking organized a kitchen scam where they stole food from the kitchen. He organized a little a crew that sold by the end of it, he's selling cell phones and everything else. And trust me, that sergeant that told me he'd straighten you out couldn't look me in the eye. He was like, man, get him the freak out of here. You know,
you put me in a situation.
That whole camp, dude. You got to admit, you did. You know,
no,
that costs a lot of money, bro. It costs a lot of money.
Okay, but if you look at me before and you look at me after, there was a legitimate change.
Yeah, I think you were a little smarter and a little more organized, to be honest.
Before?
No, that's not what I meant.
Before, okay, no, after.
How many fights did I get in before that camp, and how many did I get in afterwards?
I don't know.
like, I'm just saying, I've been a lot more watching my temper.
It hasn't
since
been a
then.
picnic since military.
Okay. But here's the thing. You put me into a situation with guys who spent their entire lives as drug dealers. I looked like a saint there. I was literally getting I was the one, Gunner, that's like you being in a prison full of murderers and all you did was sell dope. You look like a sissy.
My point was that to watch the people around you and decide whether or not you want to be that kind of man or the kind of the man I'm training you to be, right?
I know.
And you had a pretty soft landing there anyway. Gunner wrote you, or Spotto wrote you. People supported you and had your back the whole time. So,
okay, but still, it was a legitimate forming experience, and I've not been as bad after it. I'm not a bad kid. What do you mean disagree?
I think, man, wish I could just put you in the headlock when you act a fool, and that'd be it. I'd just give you a noogie. Todd handle it, but can't be violent.
No, you can't. And and Joshua's, trust me, I've given my entire life to Joshua. Everything I have, my money, my time, my love.
Do you hear that, man? Do you hear that, Joshua?
And you know that.
He's given his whole life to you, man. You should be the nicest kid in the freaking world. Yeah, Dad, sure. Need anything else? I'll freaking rub your feet.
He's living for the day he can kick my ass. You are, man. You're living.
I do not live in the past. I live in the present.
Oh, my goodness.
You think you could whip him now?
He does.
No.
He thinks it. He thinks it.
It's been a while. A couple of years. In a couple of years, you're going to beat your ass. Hopefully, it never comes to that.
It would break my heart to beat your ass. It would break my heart.
I hope it never comes to that.
I hope it never does.
Josh, what I'm saying is, when he's 19 years old, probably, if you got any skills with his fist, he might be able to get you, Bill.
I don't know.
By the time I was 19 years old,
it's still going to be like 100 fights to 5 fights.
Yeah, but you're old though.
I'm old. Who has the 100? Who has the 5?
I'm gonna go with Bill's got the 100.
Yeah, that'd probably be a safer bet there.
I'm gonna say, dude, that's something you never want to even joke. Shouldn't even joke about something.
Yeah, I would never even cross my mind with my old man. Never. I would by 16, can I beat up my old man? Why would I even think that way?
Oh man, I hated my dad.
You think that way? I know you do.
I did.
Yeah,
I love to be my dad.
I'm a good father, man. My father.
Yeah, you are. My dad wasn't. My dad was a.
My dad was a freaking. He couldn't get a better father.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to beat his ass. I would love to smash his head in.
Never would have that thought about my father.
But my dad never loved me, so it's not like it's any oh no, I'm beating up my loving father. No, yeah, we don't love him.
Yeah, me and my father were different, clearly, but he was a good man. He was a real good man. But he loved me. My dad doubted it.
See, you got blessed. You're very blessed to have a good father that loves you. So I think my dad somehow, in a weird, elderly way, kind of loves me now. Or even once in a while, he'll even say it, which is weird because he said it to me like 4 times in my life. But I don't think he ever knew love. He's never known love. Isn't it weird? Have you ever met anyone like that, bro? Who just never knew love? It's a weird thing.
I don't know. I know. One of my best friends, big time, Joshua, who Joshua didn't get along with, but his dad was a Hell's Angel named Pervert. They killed a kid when he was young, and he was raised in foster homes, and then he went to prison for manslaughter and stuff. And this is a guy, when he died, all my friends are dead. When he died, I cried. I wept like a bitch. I love this guy. And he never knew love growing up, but somehow he could still be your best friend. You know what I mean? And I never doubted that he loved me. You know what I mean?
My dad does not know love. He never known it. It's just weird, man. What a weird thing. You're a father. I mean, I think he may love my sister, but not me. which is no big deal. I mean, it is what it is. I'm used to it now at my age, but it's just weird. Weird
There
to have
might be a
father.
difference between love and pity too. Like if he takes care of somebody, he pities them.
Who?
Your dad. If you love somebody, that doesn't mean you take care of them and give them money. That's when you pity them.
Yeah,
That's when you think they're pathetic and they can't exist without you.
Well, I mean, that's how he's done my sister, and he does think she's pathetic.
I think he pities her, honestly.
Yeah, he has pity her. He
doesn't pity you. He knows you'll be okay.
Exactly. He's cool though, man. I mean, if I ever like needed money or really bad or something, needed something, whatever, he had my back. So I mean, a little bit. He wouldn't be like, yeah, you need a couple grand. I think I could probably get him for it. But
you know what? You gave him a great dedication in your book and stuff, man. That was big of you.
I wrote one of my novels where I dedicated to him.
You did. That was really
the Vietnam book.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, he don't care though. He's one of them dudes.
I care.
I know you do. Thank you, but he doesn't care. So, not that I mean, I love to have a father that actually gave a crap about me. It's sad that he didn't, but it is what it is. But I got a wife that cared about me because she made me too awesome. Sorry for eating on ham. I was starving, bro.
I know. I felt bad chowing on a chicken leg, man.
I worked out. When I got done working out, I just did legs, heavy legs. And I came up and all I had was like an apple. And I'm like, dude, and a banana. I had apple and banana, but that's not enough after I work out. I'm like, I hadn't eaten all day. All I had was a BLT this morning and a protein shake. That's all I had. Starving. Anyway, man, Josh, what is your creative side? What are you're creative? I know you like to make like podcasts. Are you doing a podcast?
I mean, I'm doing a YouTube channel that I was gonna work on like one tonight, but I'm trying to finish up this project over this author, but he has such a boring life and it's not really exciting to read.
What project? Oh, me?
I'm kidding.
Thought you were doing it on another author.
No, I'm doing it on you.
My life is, it depends how far back you go. My life could be very strange, that's for sure.
Yeah, I went back and I've been listening to the old Partners in Crimes over you, actually, and I've been like kind of taking bullet point notes, and I'm going to try and condense it down into something that doesn't make you seem like a
lunatic.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I listened to the first episode, like kind of up until like when you started like being a dealer, and I'm like, you know what? I think we're just going to scrap all of this.
Why?
I mean, like, hold on. I'm trying. Let's see what I have a presentation right here. We have, okay. Expelled after multiple suspensions for fighting, creates street gang known as the Bookie Boys, who may or may not have been inspired by the Beastie Boys. Got in a fist fight with his principal. Expelled for stealing a coat.
Pretty much, yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's good. I forgot about the Brookie Boys. I mean,
right,
I didn't really.
But the bigger picture is you're going to give this speech. You're going to talk about Gunner, who's my best friend.
I'm going to talk about the later stuff. Yeah,
you're going to get kicked out of class, and who are they going to blame? Me and Gunner.
Why are you gonna get? Why would he get kicked out of class?
I'm not going to get. I'm not going to.
Oh, why would he? Why did he?
Oh, he did. Did you got kicked out of class?
Of course.
No, I willingly.
No, he walked out of class in a Catholic high school. The teacher started reprimanding him. He just got up and walked out.
No, what happened was the teacher was like, "Why are you
10 grand I'm paying to go to the school?"
Hold on, no, what happened was she started like reprimanding me for being on my phone in her class. The problem was my phone was in my locker. I never had it in the class. And as soon as she realized that I didn't have it and she was wrong, she started trying to reprimand me about other things that made no sense. And I was just like, I'm out. Like, she just started going off on me on other things. Like, I'm like,
so
no,
what?
I'm not.
What other things?
So I don't even like about having books on my desk when the entire rest of the class did for using a different notebook.
You know what? I bet you had been on the phone, effing around with the phone all the time, and maybe she just caught. I mean, it's not that day. Maybe she didn't get you, but before, were you on your phone before?
There's a series of behavior that makes you a target, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
you forget why you're there. You're not there to assert your dominance over some woman. You're there to get a degree from a private school to launch you into a different stratum of success. That's why you're there. Nobody gives a shit about this phone thing. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
it's just what you achieve while you're there. And I'm worried that you're going to get expelled.
Well, no, like I haven't like done anything like there are kids who legitimately like some of my friends went out partying, broke an entire house apart, and I'm sitting here getting in an argument with a teacher. Like you have to look at it comparatively. Like
all you had to say was, "Okay, sorry about that." And by the way, it's going to prep you for marriage anyway, so it's a good life lesson all the way around.
Yes. Next time one of the nuns say, "Shut the F up, do whatever." You do whatever. That's it, man. They're in charge. They're trying to teach you. They're to teach you, learn. You might not even like the way that they teach. Like, remember, just take what you can from them. Learn as much as you can. Take your freaking, you know what I'm saying, and get your education and go. You'll be done.
That's what you're there for. You're there for that degree. You're there for that, like a recommendation that you're not going to get if you're giving the finger to everybody that crosses you wrong.
And you only got another year left, dude.
Which, by the way, not in a private school, right? I'm paying extra for this. I'm paying extra for the pedigree that you're supposed to be getting.
Yeah.
Not that you owe me anything, bro. You don't, but it's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like
I don't live for you. I got my own shit, but I'm trying to give you every advantage. Don't piss on the advantage.
Don't piss on the advantage, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like
I think he's a good kid. He's not.
He's a great kid. I love him. I
don't think he's going to be in any real danger. I don't think he's in any real danger of getting expelled or in any serious trouble. I don't think. I hope not. God, no. But I mean, if the nun says, jump, just say how high and jump, and then move to your next thing. Because again, you got 1 year left to get your education and get on the record of that looks good, that gets you into a good college. Then you're going to go to a college and do good in the college, and when you're done with that, then you'll be able to live like a boss when you come out of college.
Yeah, and it's not a nun. He would never disrespect a nun. Never.
No.
It's just a teacher?
It's a teacher.
Yeah.
Not a nun. He would never.
And it's
ever disrespect
like to put this into perspective, it's a teacher that's been fired from our school 3 times in the past 15 years.
Come on, man. We don't want to talk about that.
She isn't fired because you don't get fired if you're a good teacher.
You don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
You want to get us banned. Well, listen. I don't know. This has happened before with me and you and the three of us having this discussion. I can't. I
know, and my mom in her grave is laughing at me right now for having to deal with this.
Why?
Because she's like, Billy, because she used to tell me when I was a kid, I hope you have a kid, and I hope he's as bad as you.
I'm not as bad as you. Do not compare me to you.
Sandra Reese says, she married a guy who couldn't be loved. God, that's sad, man. It's crazy.
I know Nikki wants me to be her dad. Man, if you listen to my podcast, the love Nikki had for her dad, it's heartbreaking, the way he behaved.
That's sad.
Although he did try to get her.
What's up, Tasteless? I don't know if you're here. That's sad. I think I'm going to go snuggle my wife. I was just thinking, but anyways, creative, man. I feel like everybody who's watched this and listened to us talk about creative, find something you're good at creating and go do it. Find it, work it, paint it. Could be music, could be build something. I mean,
could be tech, could be management styles, anything. Yeah, it's not just art and stuff that. It's not just right brain stuff, man.
Creative, you can create anything, man. But I'm just saying, I think
you made something where something wasn't previously.
Yeah, where it wasn't previous. I think if people tap into their creativity and utilize it and build things, make things, whatever it is, it'll change your life. It's a part of your life that you have to do, I feel like, in order to be successful. I think anyone's successful at anything in life, they have a creative outlet, whether it's in the business or whatever it is. This is the only way to make your mind work in that way, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say without creativity, you're a robot.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. It's a good way of saying it. It's true. Without creativity, you're
Just
a
a
robot.
cog in the machine.
There are a lot of people though that aren't creative, and they are cogs in the wind. They're programmed by the machine, by the matrix. Too much media, too much. My father is a perfect example. My father is clueless, man. He watches his 45 minutes worth of CNN once a week. They tell him what to think, and that's what he believes.
Man, you're just waiting to die. You know what I mean? That's no good.
Yeah, but he thinks everybody else is dumb, and he's got all the knowledge because he watches his 20 minutes with the CNN every 4 or 5 days. It's so weird, But anyways.
But speaking of creativity, I'm narrating Gunner's second book.
Oh man, dude, that's a good closing. Let's close on this. Dude. I'm not joking, dude. Look, I'm gonna show you something. I've been listening to my own book for the last freaking 3 days.
So have I.
Collect the skims. Whenever he felt inclined, he'd simply walk into the casinos, order the managers to open the count rooms, and remove several $100,000.
Anyways, and I'm sitting there. I'm into this freaking story. I'm so into the story. I'm sitting there not doing nothing for 3 hours. I'm like, I forgot the whole freaking story. Really, it's been so long. I mean, it comes back really quickly as it's playing. But I'm like, man, this is just a good freaking story. I can't believe I wrote it. But now I'm thinking about volume 2 that he's doing, and it's going to be good. I think this guy, and I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. Are you going to be able to pull off some of the old Dago accents and stuff? I think you can.
Yeah, I think I will. But
yeah, I heard you do it on the radio and stuff, so you do great.
Yeah, I can do a lot of accents and stuff, but I don't want to make a mockery of it either. You know what I mean?
No, don't. But
I think sometimes he didn't quite pull it off.
Yeah,
I think Don Falcone came off like Dracula.
Did he? I think Don Falcone. He reminds me of Tippy Mendez in the movie.
It's you owe me this favor. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of reading the book to you, and I'm doing a little bit of voice, but not much. I'm not doing it like I do the radio and stuff.
Well, you do good, but listen. When you get to some of the old Dagos or Don Falcone, give him a nice, solid, old Sicilian voice. I think this guy did pretty good with Don Falcone. I don't like King. I don't like who was the biggest character in the book, and he didn't. I don't like.
I didn't like Falcone.
But
I like Cilantro. I like the way he did Cilantro.
Yeah, I like he does a bunch of old Dagos in the story, and then he does Bonnie. He does Bonnie really good, and he does Black Dudes really good. He does a couple of great Black.
I haven't heard Black Dudes yet.
Yeah, you have. You haven't finished listening to Volume 1?
No, I'm still listening to Volume 1 every day.
You read it though. He gets to the point where he gets to remember the guy Terrence runs off with 4 kilos. And so this dude does really good, and he does and he's got the female, the female that she's good. Some of the stuff she did was not great, but most of it was good, and I like it.
I'm still on the fence. I want to bring my sister in, but maybe I'll just do my own thing.
Oh man, bring your sister in. Your sister has the best voice. Bring her in.
Here's what I've done. I've flagged every, I see the video, I see the audio and the frequency of the wave. Yeah. I flagged every instance where there's a female voice in case I bring her in.
You got to bring her in. She said she wanted to do it.
She does, but
I'm waiting on a set of books right now to send her because it takes forever to get here. I think it'll be here Friday, but because she bought a signed set. But
she's got a better voice than me, but also we're not in the same place, so I got to make sure the quality of her audio matches the quality of the audio I'm doing. It took a long time to get my thing set up where I sound the same every time. And I realized, in the morning, I record in the morning. What you heard was the morning. That's my morning voice. It's as strong as it gets, right? Yeah. At night, I'm a few drinks in. I've smoked probably 3 cigars. My voice is like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound the same. So I record it, and I was like, oh, my night voice is different than my day voice. I'm more young in my day voice, so I'll record that.
I listen. That's being a little excessive. I think you sound the same.
I can hear it though. You know what I mean? It also, I learned to study sound because, I never cared with my podcast. I say what I say, and if the dog barked, who gives a shit, right?
Right.
This has to be clean. And then I realized the sound isn't just sound because you don't hear something, but sound is vibration. Okay. So the furnace and my Yeti microphone, it's not picking up sound like we hear it. It's picking up vibration. So now I can see, like, I can't hear it, but I can see it. And so I've gotten better. It's made me a better engineer.
All I'm saying is, first of all, I heard chapter 1. It was amazing. Brought tears to my eyes. So I know it's awesome. But I feel like you should bring your sister in. I think she'd be perfect for that. So there's not a ton of women voice left in volume 2. There's not a ton of female. I mean, there's Pamela, there's Tessa, and that's about it, right?
Yeah, and there's maybe a grandma, maybe.
That's it, yeah. But
my sister's got an amazing voice, and Nikki.
Yeah, she does.
Nikki said maybe my sister would do Fire Within Me. I guarantee she would. I already had her pegged for this. I was going to bring it up to you. And if you listen to Partners in Crime, my sister has a voice that's like,
yeah, it's sultry.
Like, yeah, it's music to your ears.
It's sexy, yeah. See, I thought, like when I first heard her voice,
which is weird because she'll beat you to death with a bat. Like she's got the voice.
I just pictured an attractive woman when I first heard her voice. I'm like, oh, that woman sounds attractive. I don't know if she is, but
she was in the day. She's an old Italian woman now. She's older than me. Look at Joshua going, no, my aunt's not hot.
Yeah, he don't even know what a beautiful woman looks like. It's too young.
Poor Ree. But yeah, my sister's she's awesome, and she's tough, man. My sister would bury you in the backyard, but
yeah,
her voice is like silk.
Yeah, she does have a radio voice. She's got a great radio voice.
She does. She's amazing.
Have Nikki hook her up with Nikki, man.
Yeah, I was thinking that, Nikki. I was already thinking. I'm like, man, she'd read your book, like amazing, because Ree's like super talented, super smart. My sister, all I know is she's like me, only worse.
It's like I could, that's something I would say of my sister when I hung around with my sister, but not anymore.
I mean,
well, we got into business, you know what I mean? They're like, hey, like she's got this multi-million-dollar company now that I helped build. But they were like, my sister was involved, and they're like, what's your sister like? I'm like, fair warning, she's like me, but worse. She's as smart as me, but she's far more treacherous and evil.
Well, maybe that's good, man. Maybe that's good.
But it's funny. I'll tell you a quick story. There was this guy. He worked for me. He was in HR or something. And his kid, who was like in his 30s, worked for this other company that my sister was involved in. And there was some kind of problem where he owed them money, right? With like a clerical error or something. He was overpaid. And I was like, listen, dude, he needs to pay that money back. Because Ree called me and said, get this guy. I'm tired of him. Get him. So I said, hey, your kid needs to pay this money back, right? And he goes, whoa, it was a clever. I go, listen, dude, it's not even about me. It's about my sister. He goes, oh, you don't understand. She's messing with my family. I'm like, no, dude, listen to me. You're a fucking pussy, okay? And my sister will chew you alive. You have no idea what's coming, bro. And he goes, well, when it comes to my family, I'm like, dude, you're a pussy. You're a fucking pussy. And my sister will clean your clock, man. I'm telling you now. Tell that guy whatever he owes her, pay her. Just pay her, man. Right? So the next day, Cubs, he goes, man, his kid was dealing dope, okay? And Ree not only ratted him out for dealing dope, but told everybody that he was cooperating with the police. Everybody in the town. He goes, everybody in town wants to kill him now. They think he's a police cooperator. I'm like, dude, I
warned you.
I'm like, she's just getting started. That wasn't even like something she brooded on. That was the first thing that came to her mind, dude. Now everybody wants to kill him. Like, just pay the money.
Right.
Like, trust me, he'll be a pedophile by the end of the week.
Right. He's gonna be wanted pedophile by the end of the day, man.
Yeah, so he paid the money that night. He goes, yeah, I paid it, man. Just tell her to go away. I was like, first of all, don't ever assume I can call her off, okay?
Right.
I'll tell her what you say, but I have no control over this one.
That's funny, man.
Trust me. And she's the last woman in the world I'd ever mess with, man.
Well, it's good to have for your sister. I when I was in LA, I met Arnie Tenser. Just Google him. He's a good dude. Anyways, he had a sister. Her name was Karen, spelled funny with a Kayyrn. Anyways, she's that girl reminds me of how you describe your sister. That type of girl, and she was funny. I did dinner with her at Dan Tana, some famous like Hollywood freaking hangout place. It was a nice place. We ate outdoors, kind of froze her ass off. But anyway, you can tell that chick was like, you wouldn't want to mess with her. So, yeah. In fact, it was Jada Pinkett. She happens to be Jada Pinkett Smith's publicist. So
yeah.
So you got to imagine being like Jada Pinkett Smith's publicist. You got to be. I mean,
so the producer of G.I. Jane.
No,
I'm about to get smacked. I'm about to get smacked.
Your freaking mouth.
Yeah. Keep her name out of your effing mouth. Will Smith used to be one of my favorite people like ever. Like I used to say here, like if I could pick two people I'd like to hang out with for a day, it'd be like Mike Tyson would be a blast.
Yes.
And I used to say Will Smith. Now I'd say Will Smith so I could slap his bitch ass because I feel like, you're such a freaking punk, bro.
You know what? I feel for the guy, man. He had a bad night. Everybody
he had a bad night. His wife dicked him around and did him like a bitch.
She simped him. You know what I mean? It's obvious.
I got no love for the simp, so I don't see he's a simp, so it is what it is.
I feel bad for Will, man.
Why? He got simped out. How you are Will Mother effing Smith, A-lister, $100 million man, any movie you want, biggest name in Hollywood, whatever.
I know. Yeah,
and your wife's gonna cheat on you with your
kid's friend. Like everybody else.
Your wife's gonna cheat on you like with your kid's friend. Have a nice life. Here's the divorce. I'm out. And I that's how I would have handled it. But instead, let's sit down and hold hands. Huh?
Here's how I judge people, Gunner, okay? Because everybody in your life will screw you over at some point. I don't go, oh, he screwed me over. Everything I knew about him was wrong. I take the entire picture, right? Everything I know about this person, everybody has highs and lows. You take out the high, you take out the best thing he ever did for you, you take out the worst thing he ever did for you. What's in between? That's who he is.
Well, yeah, I get that. Will Smith, though, I just can't let.
So you got to toss out the slap.
I toss the slap, but I can't toss out the simping part. Like, dude, really, your girl, your wife, your kid's friend, basically told you about it, and you're Will Smith. You're not divorcing her. You're still gonna work it out. You are a punk. That's how I look at him. Like, it is what it is. Think about that. I mean,
yeah, it's hard to get around that.
I mean, but at the same time, like. I heard the reason.
Doesn't mean I don't like him. I don't like his wife.
I like him, but I think he's a punk. I like Will Smith.
He is a bitch.
I mean, he also didn't like. From what I heard,
you got me. He's a bitch, but I like him.
Like you're no way around it, man.
I'd like to buy him a drink and like build him up again.
That would be fun. Be like, we got to get rid of Jada, bro. Like, this is it. I buy him a drink and I'm like, listen, we got to teach you how to be a man, bro. You know how many hot 9 pieces would line up out that door just to have a date with you, man? Yeah. And you're freaking letting your wife bang the kids or whatever. Forget her.
If you don't know Jada's got to go, then I'm going to finish your drink.
Yeah, exactly. She don't. Just have the lawyers do it. Divvy up the money. Boom. Make a movie or two. You make your money right back. Boom. Pick a nice, beautiful dime piece out of the crowd. Some doctor or some lawyer. Boom. There's your new wife. Hey, what the frick are you doing? She's not even that hot, Jada. She's a crackhead, man. You see? She's got no meat on her. She's built like a boy.
Yeah. She was cool in Fresh Prince, though. I liked her back then.
I mean, Gunner, you and her have a striking similarity.
Me and Jada, bald? Right, yeah. I mean, I used to think Jada was very attractive when she had hair, but she's like so skinny, though. It's too skinny. I'm Italian, bro. I need some meat on a woman, and she got
I like
nothing.
Skinny girls.
I mean, I like skinny girls too, but I would never marry one who looked like her. She's too bony, man.
But bro, you look better bald, man.
Who, me?
Yeah, fuck it.
You've never seen me with hair. How do you know? You've never seen me with hair. How do you know?
I saw you with hair, man. I've seen pictures of you. You look better bald.
I can see you with an afro.
I think you look better now than you did when you were 20. I can't say that.
I do.
You do, yeah.
Nah, not really. But thank you.
Yeah, man, you look good. You look good.
Not really. Thank you. I appreciate it. But I used to have nice hair. I had my hair was not nice. I take that back.
You wear bald well, though, man. There's people that can't do bald. They look like a concentration camp victim.
Yeah, that's true.
I got a small head, dude. I'd look like a freaking weird bird if I was bald.
It's like wearing a weird bird with your nose, and I get it. Yeah,
horrible.
You look like a very beaky.
And I always got to say, this isn't my original nose. I got pictures, man. They put this on me.
Yeah. At least you got hair still, man.
Yeah, because God had some mercy on me.
Right, exactly. You're still handsome, though. You're still handsome, even with the nose. No big deal. You're still handsome. I'm lucky my nose never got smashed in.
This is all fucking crooked.
Yeah, no. I've broken my nose a couple times, but I've never had it like smash.
I've had it like completely flat, where I had to like pinch it and like put it back.
Worst I ever hurt my nose, I fell out of a tree and smashed my freaking nose down. That broke my nose. But it wasn't like horrible. But then the guy hit me. It's a horrible
feeling, man, when it's just like flat.
Dude, I had a guy hit me with brass knuckles. A guy hit me with brass knuckles right in the eye, right here, bang, and knocked my nose over about a half inch, bro.
Yeah.
I had to snap it back into place. Yes, it's bleeding all over the place. It went snap and bleeding, and then it's fine. Although I have issues with my sinus right here, so I just went to the doctor a couple days ago.
I can still remember like pushing my nose and blowing it, and then pushing, and my mom just laughing. She was laughing at me. She goes, "You know what? It's the best thing that could ever happen to you because you were too pretty. You look like a girl.
Boy. You're too pretty."
Like, I'm just trying to fix my nose, could you stop?
My wife only saw me one time with hair. One time. Her first visit to see me, and I was in Kinross prison, and I still had hair. I was like 37 years old. We'd fallen in love through love letters over about 8.
You had it everywhere or just on the sides?
No, I had hair. I had full blown hair. It's a picture of me. I'm wearing a burgundy shirt. She's kind of hugged into me. I'm wearing a burgundy shirt. I'll show you the picture. And my hair. I still had freaking hair all slicked back. It was a little bit like thinning, a little bit, but you wouldn't even notice. You didn't know. And then over like the next year or two, it just started getting too thin. So I started shaving. I shaved it anyways, though. That's the thing. In prison, I didn't like going to the barber all the time. Right? Some guys go to the barber every 2 weeks. Man, F that barber. It's a pain in the ass. You got to get in the call out. Or you got to have somebody else in the room cut your hair, which is fine. It costs you a couple of ramen noodles. Screw it. I don't want to pay nobody nothing. I just use a razor. So I bicked my head for the whole time. Anyways, but then when I met Maria, I wanted her to see me with hair, so I kind of let my hair grow in a little bit for one visit. And then I said to her, "What do you think about me shaving my head bald?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't care. I think you're high either way." I said, "All right." So
you look great, bald man. You look great.
Okay, yeah, you look great. But did you pronounce it ramen noodles?
Yeah, that's how they're pronounced. Ramen noodles.
Ramen.
Ramen.
It's ramen.
I say ramen. Are you sure it's not ramen? You just from the place where they say ramen?
Yes, I'm gonna look. Hold on.
I'm 100% sure.
It's ramen.
That's the hard part about reading your book, dude. There's so many Italian words and stuff. Like some I know, some I don't. I know, you know what I've learned to do? If I think it could be pronounced 3 different ways, I read it 3 different ways. I research it later, and I pick the one I chose.
That's crazy. Why don't you just stop and research it?
Nah, I gotta keep moving. That's not the way it works.
It's ramen.
But honestly, I read your book. I read your book like twice, right? I record it, then I record it again, because I figure if something comes wrong that I didn't hear the first time, I'll have the second copy and I patch that in. So then
damn, dude, I can't thank you enough for that. I cannot wait to publish that.
I thank you for letting me do it, man. It's gonna be amazing.
That's crazy. Yes,
it's an honor to be part of this, man.
I can't wait to publish it. There's so many people have read Volume 1 via audio, and they're just like, dude, I hear it all the time, a couple times a month. Someone's like, when are you going to do Volume 2 audio? When are you going to do Volume 2 audio? I don't know, man.
Fast as I can make it happen. Definitely by the end of the year, right? I figure if I do one a week, one chapter a week.
Yeah, we'll have it done.
We'll have it done.
Yeah. For Christmas, that would be dope. Perfect. I sell a lot of books for Christmas. 55% of my books.
You're right. I'll forgo everything to get that done by Christmas.
So I'll make some money. We will make some money. I got to show you something. I got. Oh, it's me, Maggie. I'm sorry. I scared Maggie. She was sleeping right there.
Yeah, there she is.
My little koala bear. Her name's Maggie. Hi, Maggie. What? I woke her up. She's a little scared. Maggie, what? Just wanted to show you my little cat.
You have to meet my cat. I got one cat, but I have to say it's probably better than all your cats.
Not this one.
No, I got a good cat.
I got an amazing cat. This one
I got
right
a
here.
badass cat.
Maggie, what's her name?
He'll also kick the ass of every dog in my house.
I like it. This one there.
Andy's cool. Andy's cool.
That one there is just super snuggly, so that's why she's super cool. She'll sleep with you, snuggle with you all day. I'm typing on the couch. She's snuggled in next to me. I got another one though. Look, he's right here sleeping. Come here, big. This guy here, he's only freaking 9 months old, and he's freaking big as a mofo. But he's super.
Yeah, I got a tiger cat.
He's super snuggly too. He says the other one just went right back to where she started and plunked down. This guy here, he's super lover. Isn't that right, Bing? He's a big old hoss too, getting bigger every day. He's only 9 months old, but he just loves it.
Cat's decent size. The cat I got to when I first got him, he had a broken nose.
How's the cat get a broken nose?
Soulmates.
How's the cat get a broken nose?
He didn't want to come with me, and he jumped into the window. Bloody nose, like, yeah.
Aww.
But we're buds now. That was like 10 years ago.
Well, I'm glad you got a good cat. Cats are awesome. I'm glad you got it, because I know the dogs give you a hard time sometimes, but the cats.
Oh, yeah, Yorkie. I'm going to send you a video. I took a video of the Yorkie attacking me in the morning. What I deal with every freaking morning I wake up. I'm going to send you that video. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked what I got to freaking deal with.
Every freaking day I got to deal with this?
Every day this dog tries to bite me. Every freaking morning. First thing I do when I wake up, I get attacked by this dog. Hey, that's our cat.
There's a cat.
Benjamin. He don't like being picked up, but he's cool.
Yeah, I know. Some cats don't. Most cats don't.
Nah,
Usually that little black and white one, usually I can snatch
he likes
her up.
everything on his terms.
That's how cats most men are like that. Listen, I got to go. My wife deserves some snuggle time. I'm just putting it out there one last time. Be creative. Find something you're good at. Start it. It could be music. It could be art. It could be drawing. It could be creating. It could be your job. It could be your career. It could be something. Find something to be creative at. It'll make you live a better life. Don't you agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, remind me next time, too. I'll have an intern put together a montage of some animation I did. It's pretty funny. You'll see.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see.
It'll be cool. Yeah. It's all old stuff, but it's fun.
Can we do some more and end up doing like one of these podcasts? Can we animate it?
It has to be after the book, man.
Oh, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it is possible, if you could do it. And if you
it's absolutely possible. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's all I was asking. That's it. We'll have to do that at some point. Nikki, thank you for being here. John Wolf, what's up?
Sling Blade, Sandra.
She says, thank you. Gunner looks. Oh, thank you. She's telling me how great I look bald. I'll take that.
Swing Blade said he just now subscribed to my podcast, and he's in for a treat.
Who said that?
Sling Blade.
I see that.
It was way up in the beginning.
What did he say? I can't.
Because I just subscribed to your podcast. I'm like, seriously, bro?
Oh yeah, that's cool. Now you're just subscribing now, really?
Yeah, really.
But that's cool.
Go back to the beginning, man. You'll see the evolution.
Dude, I just how far that is. I'll never find it.
It's funny because like the first podcast we did was Carmine Galani, and I kept walking. We were at a table, actually, kind of like Nikki. I gave Nikki all my equipment that we used to use, but I would keep stepping away from the microphone because I get excited and start telling a story, and I'm talking to Zach, right? And I would walk away from the mic and start talking to Zach, and Zach had been doing podcasts for years. He's like, Bill, in the microphone.
Yeah, right.
So we lost a ton of the things I said. We lost a ton of it because I would get off the mic, stand up, and like get in his face. But he's like, dude, it doesn't work like that, man. You got to sit down and you got to speak into the mic.
I have a nice microphone here, the kind, and you're supposed to be good. I hate it. I get better sound quality out of my computer.
That's not right.
Yeah. I mean, unless if I'm talking right into it, then it's good. But why?
But you got a Yeti, right?
Huh? Yeah,
you
but
you
got to talk right into it. If you get back here just a little bit, it's not no. It's
you got a
good.
Yeti mic, right?
Yeah.
That's not right. I'm trying to keep things out of the mic.
I'm just saying, when I back away from it, it just the volume goes down, nobody can hear it.
Maybe something's wrong with your mic. I'm trying to get things that are like 50 feet away out of my mic.
Man.
What do you have, a Blue Yeti?
My iPhone, I can do a video and I could be like 40 feet away talking, and my iPhone picks it right up. You can hear it perfect.
That's not right. Your mic should be picking up everything.
I know. You'd think.
You hear me, my mic's not even close to me right now.
Yeah, I know. So maybe it's broken.
Yeah, I like doing the book. I got to get the furnace out. I got to get all that stuff out, man.
The setting. I got to do the settings. Listen, you guys, I got to go snuggle my wife and eat some more because as much as those two sandwiches are delicious for bacon BLTs, I'm still hungry and I'm thinking cookies. So you want to know what Gunner eats after he eats 2 sandwiches? Oreos. But
I was pitching Taco Bell, but Taco Bell is probably like 55 minutes from your house.
Oh, from here? Oh God, I don't even know. It's farther than that, dude.
I can't do that, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know what a near. Honey,
Taco Bell's within 15 minutes of us.
What's the nearest Taco Bell? You think? Oscoda, maybe.
Freaking, when you got to name a city, you're in the wrong place.
25 minminutes? In Alpena?
Joshua, are we playing pool?
We got a Taco Bell in
Yeah,
Alpena? Oh, I didn't know there's one in Alpena. It's 25 minutes away. I didn't know that. Well, next time
25 minutes is crazy, dude. Taco Bell's got to be like.
I only eat Taco Bell like once a year.
Freaking love Taco Bell.
Probably haven't had it in 5 years, but
oh my God, dude! I love Taco Bell.
I mean, I don't mind it once in a while. I like it once in a while. I like it.
Dude, they got a new steak burrito. It's not in all the places, but some places have it, like wealthier cities. It's freaking amazing.
I like the Mexican pizzas.
They got a steak burrito that's like, it tastes like real steak, man. It's like heavy when you pick it up.
It's heavy.
I think it's like $8.50.
All right, dude, you're making me hungry. You're killing me. Listen, everybody, anybody who freaking tuned in and stayed here for this crazy rant, thank you and God bless you. Joshua, don't be a D-bag. Act like a good kid. Don't follow the freaking the be a leader. Don't follow idiots. Be yourself. And don't fight no one. Don't punch no one. It's a shame I have to say that to a freaking.
Yeah, and just because we pulled out, don't assume you will. Most don't.
Yeah, most don't. You'll see. You'll have a bunch of friends 20 years from now, and half of them will be dead. They'll be in jail.
Gunner could have done 30. Gunner, what'd you do? 13? You could have done 30?
50.
I could have done more than that. I could have been there all day.
That could have been the end.
Could have been
13
the end.
was the best case scenario. 13 sucks.
Yeah. 13 sucks. 13 years in prison is you can't imagine.
That whole time we lived in Detroit, he was in prison.
It's a long time.
That was
the world moved forward. When I went to prison, there was no Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter. There was
Joshua grew up in Detroit, dude. He was in prison the entire time.
The average person wasn't even on the internet yet. The average person, not even close to it. Like 20% of the world was on the internet. Only 20%. The other 80% didn't even have a computer. They didn't have AOL. They didn't have any networking and nothing. The internet didn't exist for the people that.
Don't be that guy, bro. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, so I missed out. Got out of prison and all this crazy stuff happened. Like, man, you might go away and come out, man. There's a whole other world out there. Not to mention you're going to lose your girl, and then you're going to get out, have nothing. You're going to get out, have no family, no friends, nothing. Don't be that guy. dude, there's so many guys out here right now, young men. If they just get their shit together and act right, they by the time they're 25 years old, you can have a Lambo parked in the driveway, dude. So just act like a good kid. You know what I'm saying?
Well, plus you can
Yeah.
be right with God and just not
Well,
worry.
most importantly, that's most important. Yeah, God, you get right with God. Exactly.
Our time is fleeting here, man. It's like the life eternal is.
Yeah, dude. People die every day, man. You could get hit by a bus tomorrow, man. You never got to do nothing. You could die. Anybody could die. Your dad could die. Your mom could die. Your sister. Anybody could die any day. You got to value your life and act like a good man. Otherwise, someone will end up punching you in the head, or something bad will happen to you. So be good. That's
you
all.
don't
I'm saying.
want to meet Christ and have him say he doesn't know you.
Yeah, I know he knows it. I know Josh. Josh is a
He
believer.
knows Josh. He's like, yeah, I saw you in church every Sunday,
Yeah,
but you're a douche. Down. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, man. He's not that bad. I think he knows Jesus just right, just well, and that
He is good. You know, the intern's like an altar server. He's an usher at church. He's very involved. I mean, he's a good kid. He's a good kid.
that's good. So stay that way, you guys. Everybody, we'll see you next week. Wise Guys Wednesday. I'm gonna go snuggle my wife.